Another headline screaming behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This pressure's building, it's starting to crack. Ain't no turning back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream. The real life's bleeding out in the cold. Gotta break the mold, gotta let it unfold. I'm about to say it, every single word. The uncomfortable truth finally gonna be heard. I'm gonna say it.
Grand Rising, let's get the week started off. It's Marvelous Monday. Welcome to hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. Let's get our disclaimer in before we get started today, people.
Welcome to hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. All things said in today's show are alleged and for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you are below the age of 18, we request that you leave it alive now. Enjoy.
Jess Ann 86, what's good, bestie?
Hey guys, I need so do we not have school for the whole week?
No, you go back tomorrow.
Vivi said that her teacher said we don't have school for a whole week.
It's just the day is digital learning.
I don't think.
All right, sorry, y'all. That's Rudy. Rudy says good morning to everybody, by the way. She said good morning to everyone. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me do something real quick. All right. Okay. All right, yeah. So let's get started on this Marvelous Monday. We've got the disclaimer put out. Y'all, let me tell you, yesterday was outstanding. This event right here was outstanding. It was beautiful seeing different
Instead of
hold on a
spending
sec.
up to $50.
Hold on a second. Seeing different people come together from different walks of life, different everything, but just coming together and to real okay, there we go. Just to praise God and pray. You know, but one thing is for sure too that it brought out when it was like well over 60,000 people or something like that. There we had State Farm Arena, which is where the Hawks play basketball. That was filled to capacity. So they had to turn people away and from there and then have them go to the overflow. And the overflow was the Georgia World Congress Center. And that was filled to capacity as well. But one thing I did get to see yesterday was that when a group of souls come together to give God the honor and praise and the glory, the devil really does get upset. Yes, bestie, it was such a beautiful event. Good morning, Marie. How you doing? Now, here's the thing with that, though. With that, the devil comes out. The devil sends his angels out. And so we got to see the devil in human form. Now, here's the thing. Didn't have, like I say, didn't have horns and a tail or anything like that with a pitchfork. Nah, it didn't look anything like that. In fact, the devil did not look anything like that. In fact, I'm going to show you exactly what it looked like. This. The devil came adorned in purple shirts with gold lettering and marching through the streets. Right past us, around the building. I mean, they went all the way around the State Farm Arena. I think they're clout chasing. I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because this is not the first time that we've had a run-in with these people at when it comes to our church, 2819 Church. This is not the first time we've had a run-in with them. They actually, if you go on YouTube, you can actually see videos where they were attacking people that were coming to church one Sunday. When I say attacking, I don't mean physically, I mean verbally. They were attacking people that were just on their way to church. And they stood out, they stood up down on the sidewalk a little ways down the street from our church. But as people were walking up to come to church, they were just berating them. They were just calling them names and just talking negatively to them. And I'm talking about women along with kids and everything. Just like, I don't even understand how they even feel that that's their rhetoric is going to get them into heaven. I don't get it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get it at all. I don't. They are the Hebrew Israelites. Just saying. And listen. No, I'm not gonna even say that. They're wrong. They're wrong. But this is the second time that they've done this. And so I call them clout chasers. I feel like whenever the first incident, I believe because, and I'm saying this humbly, not braggadocious, right? I'm saying it humbly. Our church has been talked about in the media, as far as like on social media. It's been mentioned, if it good or bad, it's been mentioned, it's been talked about. We have a lot of people that attend the church. We have a lot of people that come from other places, like other states, to come and go to church and attend service. Just yesterday, we had people fly in from Japan to come to this Access event, right? And we had the guy that was behind us, him and his family, they were from Montana. They came all the way to Georgia for this event from Montana. Like, so I think that a lot of people get jealous. Can I say jealous? Or envious? Maybe a better word to use, but I think that's what they get, or that's what they are, because they always seem to have something negative to say. And these are people who don't even come into our service. They don't even attend a worship service. They just take a clip of what Pastor Mitchell says, and then they just make some kind of edit about it and then just put their own narrative to it. But they never actually came in to get the full service. And here's the thing. We could easily just say, you know what? We're going to come back to them with the same kind of action or the same energy that they give us. But they don't. That's right, Bessie. That's right, sis. Pastor Philip and 2819 are doing the work. You see? And that's the thing. Matthew chapter 28. Verse 19 says, go and make disciples. And that's what we strive to do. So we could meet them with their same energy and give them the same medicine that they're giving out. But no, our pastor even said, when they was that first time I told y'all about, where they was down by the church, our pastor told them straight up, hey, y'all welcome to come in. Y'all are welcome to come in. You can come in. You can belong long before you believe. You can't come in here and spreading your false doctrine, but you're more than welcome to come in our house of prayer and join us for worship service and get closer to God. You're just not going to bring your false doctrine into our church, into our house of prayer. So I just found that, I don't know, eye-opening, spiritually majestic. The fact that you got 60,000 people collectively together for one common cause, and that's to fellowship and worship the Lord. The devil really does get upset. And he don't even have horns. He's not even red. These people match my skin tone. So remember, the Bible tells us that the devil has many disguises. He comes in many, many different disguises. You see? My sister said, Pastor Philip welcomes everyone to share the scripture and does it lovingly. Exactly. You are exactly right, sis. I mean, he never deviates from that. He never passed judgment on anyone. He don't ever convict anyone like that. He'll let you know this is the word. And he even encourages you to open your Bible and read. Don't just take what he's saying in the service. Just don't take his word for it and go with it. He wants you to go and read and learn yourself. Deborah Dew says, I love 2819. Me and my daughter love to come one day. Please do. We welcome you. Please, Deborah Dew, please do. Please do. You owe it to yourself and your daughter to do it. I promise you, you all will love it. We will love on y'all when you get there. I mean, it's the most welcoming thing. Listen, and when you do come, make sure you go by the black tent, 2819 church tent, and get your first time visitors gift bag. Make sure you do that. I tell everybody because some people forget. Do that. But it's so welcoming. Sis says his testimony is powerful. Yes. That's the thing about it. You have a broken soul. Pastor Mitchell came with a broken soul, and he's not afraid to tell you that journey, where it started, where he was at, what he was doing at the time that Jesus came to him and saved him. And that's one thing I love about our pastor, man. He's transparent. He gets it. He knows you're not perfect. He's not telling you that you're going to have this suit and tie and you got to walk straight, but he does tell you you're going to have to work. You're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to try to strive to live Christ-like. He does tell you that. He doesn't give you the typical Western church thing. Oh, God loves you. Nothing bad is going to happen. No, listen. Yes, it's true. God does love us. Yes, it's true. God does give us the freedom of choice. And yes, it is true. Our God is a jealous God. He only wants us to idolize and praise him. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Deborah Dew says, wish we could, hold on, that went up, your comment went up too fast. Hold on 1 second. Wish we could have been there Sunday. We plan on coming one day next year. Yes, come to service. Come to service. I promise you, it'll be worth the trip. Like the energy in the building itself is just like amazing. I can't even explain it to you. Swampy T. Yeah, I don't know Swampy T. I hadn't even seen you comment in the live. So, all right, people. So listen, we're going to get started with today's show because I'm going to hold you for a while today. If you are at work and you're tuning in to hashtag, I'm going to say it first and foremost. Thank you so much for doing so. Secondly, I pray that you have your headphones so you don't get in trouble. I don't want anybody to get in trouble with their supervisor or anything like that. So I do hope and pray that you have your earbuds to put in. DJ Rocky B, thank you for the heart me. Good morning to you. How are you doing? So I want you to be able to listen and join in, right? And we got some things to cover today. DJ Rocky B, thank you for those lives. I appreciate you so much. Quantum Queen, I see you. Thank you for the heart, me love. I appreciate it. Grand rising to you. We're going to cover a few things today, right? Thank you for that heart, me Rochelle. Good morning, bestie. We're going to start. And is Deb in here? I wonder if Deb is in here. Because Deb actually mentioned it to me a few days ago. And I told her last night I wanted her to come in. Chrissy, good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Grand rising to you, beautiful. I was telling her I wanted her to come into today's show because I was going to cover this. She had sent me a video first. And then I was like, I don't know if that's true. Let me check it out. And then I get back to you. Thank you for the heart, me, Chrissy. I appreciate you. And so I did come across something that it validated it. It was true. What she sent me was actually true. Let me see. Let's see if I can find her and send her an invite. I don't think she's on, but I'm gonna send her an invite. It doesn't show that she's on, but in any event, so let's get to our opening topic. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get to our opening topic because we got a lot to cover today. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Let's get started. Let's talk about this guy here. Some people are gonna be upset. I get it, but it's hashtag I'm gonna say it, and we are going to say it, and we are going to expose and talk about people that deserve it, that's asking for it, right? And so we go back and we think about the, I guess, head-to-head battle that this man behind me had with Jack Smith, you know, and we saw that really he didn't get in any trouble. Talking about the guy behind me, the cheddar color cult leader, he didn't really face any repercussions for his actions, and he never has, he never does, right? And so when she sent me the video where someone was saying that they were going to basically file charges against him again, and it said that his basically him being charged was inevitable, like it's going to happen, right? Adrian Dubs, welcome in. How you doing, bestie? Yeah, they understand that we're used to seeing him get off on everything, and he commit crimes that we see, and he don't have to get in trouble. He don't do anything. Like, he just, look, he had 34 convictions and still got, well, he's president. We'll say it that way. All right, we won't say he got, elected, because we know that's not true. Sharita, hey, I'm sorry, bestie, I didn't address you when you came in. Good morning, beautiful. Sharita says, now, do you see why money is so corrupt? Exactly. Well, having money is so corrupt. Yeah, because these people choose to do evil things. They do things that are not of good character value with their money, and that's why things go wrong. Now, make no bones about it. I tell everybody right now, I don't like this man's actions. I haven't liked his actions since the whole situation with the Central Park 5 and stuff like that, right? I just don't like that. I feel like he pushes division more than he does love, right? And so anybody who sits in the position that he does, that he's currently sitting in, and is supposed to be the leader of our country, I feel should stand for all citizens, not just one particular set of citizens, right? And I don't think he does that. But like I was saying, in addition to what Deb shared with me, I came across a video from Players Unlimited Media. And the title of it is Special Counsel Evidence Guarantees, in capital letters, guarantees, that the cheddar color cult leader will be convicted. Not just convicted in a way that, okay, he got the 34 conviction and he still get to live his life. No, convicted in that now he's going to serve some time. Yes, sis. P3DO protectors. Michael Johnson, good morning, brother. How you been doing? Michael Johnson says, I find it interesting that he was given the C-19 vaccine during his checkup. Yeah, they try to downplay his sickness, right? But I mean, we could see. And then somebody talked about his speech. They were saying that they assume or they suspected he had many strokes. And I didn't really catch that until I heard him talking the other day on a video, and I could hear how it was his words were slurred. I mean, don't get me wrong, he can't talk anyways as far as his vocabulary base or word base. It's not that elite, right? It's not that big or bigly, as we'll use his word. But yeah, I heard it. I heard it, and I was like, man, okay, I get what they're saying. Michael says, especially after basically denying that it existed. Hey, ain't that karma? I think it's safe to say that's karma, right, Michael? Jenny says his boy said he was stupid. He did. He did. He definitely did. So listen, we're going to listen to this audio real quick. It's okay, Jess. She said, sorry, I'm back. Had to stop and do some work. It's okay. You rocking with us now, Bestie. You back in. So let's play. Let's listen to this audio from in the first segment. Like I said, we're going to give video credit to Players Unlimited Media.
Counsel Jack Smith saying the government had enough evidence to convict Donald Trump had he not been reelected. An extraordinary capstone to an investigation into the president-elect's efforts to maintain power after he lost the 2020 election. A report spanning more than 100 pages. Now the final word.
Hold on, I want to read this comment real quick because I like it. Rochelle said, sometimes God moves slow when he wants us to see. I love that. I love that. And the reason why I love that right there is because we always say God's timing, and God's timing is right on time. And so that falls in line exactly with what you were saying. I agree with you on that, Rochelle.
On Smith's findings in the historic case that was set to go to a jury in Washington, if not for the department's long-standing policy against prosecuting a sitting president. The special counsel writing, but for Mr. Trump's election and imminent return to the presidency, the office assessed that the admissible evidence was sufficient to obtain and sustain a conviction at trial. Smith laying out what he called Trump's unprecedented criminal effort to hold on to power, including pressure on state officials and on his vice president to overturn the 2020 results. Smith also focusing on Trump's encouragement of the January 6 rioters.
We fight like hell.
Okay, so here's what nobody's talking about right now. And honestly, it's kind of insane. In the last 48 hours, literally the last 2 days, we've gotten what some legal experts are calling the bombshell to end all bombshells in the Trump federal cases. And I'm not even exaggerating here. Special counsel Jack Smith just dropped new evidence that's got prosecutors, legal analysts, and pretty much everyone paying attention saying the same thing. Trump's conviction is basically guaranteed now. Yeah, I know how that sounds. Like, come on, we've heard this before, right? Every few months, there's some new smoking gun or some new walls are closing in moment, and then nothing really changes. But this time feels different. And I'm going to explain exactly why in a second. But first, let me just say this. Whether you love Trump, hate Trump, or you're just exhausted by all of it, this story matters. Because what's happening right now isn't just about one guy or one case. It's about how we do justice in this country, about whether the legal system can stay neutral when politics are involved. And honestly, it's about what happens when half the country thinks the courts are fair and the other half thinks they're rigged. But before we go any further, real quick, let's be honest. You can't really trust mainstream media anymore. That's why we built Pump Politics, to bring you real stories, real context, and no corporate spin. If you want to stay ahead of the headlines, join our free newsletter. We'll send the news straight to your inbox every day.
That's called Pump Politics. That's PUMP Politics. Swamp T, hey man, I'm not gonna bring you up because one, like I said, you're not even participating in the live, so we're not following each other. So I'm not gonna bring you up.
Just click the link in the description to join. And if you just want to support what we're doing, join us, be part of the community that actually cares about the truth. All right, let's get back to the video. So here's what went down. October 10th, just yesterday, the New York Times and Politico both published reports revealing that Jack Smith's team has submitted brand new evidence to the court. We're talking authenticated Secret Service communications, digital records, emails, audio memos, the whole deal. And apparently this stuff directly links Trump's inner circle to security planning before January 6th. Like, we're not talking about vague connections anymore. We're talking step-by-step coordination, foreknowledge of potential violence, the works. This isn't some witness who might have an axe to grind or testimony that could be challenged. This is hard documentation with timestamps and digital signatures that can be verified independently. And here's the kicker. This evidence completely contradicts what Trump's defense team has been saying for years. They've been arguing over and over that Trump had no idea things were going to get violent, that he wasn't coordinating with anyone about security, that January 6th just spiraled out of control on its own, But now, according to prosecutors, these newly uncovered emails and audio recordings show something totally different. They allegedly show that people in Trump's orbit knew exactly what could happen, and they planned around it anyway. MSNBC brought on Glenn Kirshner, former federal prosecutor, really sharp legal mind, and he said something that honestly made my jaw drop. He said, and I'm quoting here, "This evidence closes the gap. Trump's conviction is now virtually inevitable if this reaches a jury." Virtually inevitable. Those are strong words, people. Kirshner's not some random talking head. He's prosecuted major federal cases. He knows what juries respond to. And for him to use the word inevitable, that's significant. And it's not just him. On social media, especially over on X, top legal experts like Lawrence Tribe and Norm Eisen have been weighing in, and they're saying this evidence could do more than just convict Trump in court. They're saying it could shift undecided voters, reshape legal precedent, maybe even redefine how we think about accountability for public officials. Can you believe this? Like, we're not just talking about a courtroom drama anymore. We're talking about something that could fundamentally change the political landscape. Now, let's pump the brakes for just a second, because I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, yeah, right, another week, another bombshell. Wake me up when something actually happens. And look, I get it. We've been through this cycle before. Big headlines, big promises, and then the legal process drags on forever, and nothing seems to change. But here's why this feels different. The evidence isn't circumstantial anymore. It's not some witness testimony that could be picked apart. We're talking Secret Service logs, digital footprints, audio recordings, stuff that's really, really hard to explain away. And the timing? Oh man, the timing is everything, because this is dropping right now in October 2025 while Trump is sitting as president. Think about that for a second. The optics alone are absolutely wild. You've got a sitting president facing federal charges with evidence that prosecutors say is ironclad, and depending on which side of the aisle you're on, this is either finally holding power accountable or it's the most blatant example of weaponized justice we've ever seen. So yeah, this is big. This is really big. And over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to break down exactly what this evidence shows, why legal experts think it's game over for Trump's defense, and what this means for the country moving forward. Because spoiler alert, this isn't just about Trump anymore. This is about whether Americans can even agree on what justice looks like. Stick around. This one's going to get intense. All right, so let's dig into what this evidence actually is. Because
Before we dig into it, let's come here for a minute. I want to stop it in different intervals so we can get some participation and interaction going in on what we have heard, right? And so I read where, and I'm sorry, Michael Johnson said there's also unconfirmed reports that Mark Rubio voted for the Nobel Peace Prize winner. I wouldn't, I know that's not going to make this guy happy behind me. Sis said he tried to put the blame on Biden since he was president. Yes, he did. He always, that's his go-to. Biden, Obama. I don't know if he said anything about Hillary lately, but I'm sure he has somewhere. But he never owns up to his own fault. Never. It's always somebody else's fault. But let's talk for a few minutes, and we're going to get back to it. I just want to interact with people. I don't want you to just sit here and be listening, and then let's interact with each other. So, what do you all, just based off of what we've heard so far, what do you all think? Do you believe that we actually will move forward into him actually seeing some kind of punishment or repercussions for some things that he's done? Do you all think that's going to happen? Or do you think this is just another thing that's going to come out and get swept under the rug, and he'll get to go on and do what he's been doing this whole time? Jenny says it's crazy work that Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn are distancing themselves away from MAGA. MAGA is losing a lot of people. They are losing a lot of people. And I think it's beautiful. Only if they can do right, though, with the break. You see what I'm saying? I don't want it to be just a temporary thing. Marie says yes. Bessie said yes. Thinks we are going forward with this, right? Is that what you're saying? You think something's going to come of this? Michael says he wants what? Both Obama and the Kennedys have a legacy. That is true. I like, and he's going to have a legacy, but it won't be on the same terms or metrics that those two have, right? Theirs is for the good of the betterment of the country. His will not be. There's no way his will be. Hey, people, do me a favor. Share out the live. Share out the live. Make sure you hit the give go. Make sure you get my panelists over here. Keep tapping the screen. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. Let's let people know what's going on. And let's try to enlighten them. Rochelle says, wouldn't you be embarrassed to be MAGA? Yes. Yes, I definitely would be. You know that meme that they have posted on social media where it's Homer Simpson and he's standing out by the bush. And then like with each frame, he goes deeper and deeper into the bush till he just disappears and he's no longer there. That's how I feel like the Mango Mindless MAGA minions should be right now. If they still support this guy, then yeah, they should definitely be embarrassed. For sure. And we got one in here right now. I just seen. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Gather around.
Headlines are screaming guaranteed conviction and game over. But like, what does that really mean? What did Jack Smith's team actually find that's got everyone so fired up? Here's the deal. According to the New York Times report from October 10th, prosecutors submitted authenticated Secret Service communications to the court. Now, this is important because Secret Service records are notoriously reliable. These aren't texts that someone could have deleted or emails that got lost. These are official government communications with timestamps, digital signatures, the whole 9 yards. And apparently, these records show direct coordination between Trump's inner circle and security personnel in the days leading up to January 6th. But wait, there's more. Prosecutors also uncovered what they're calling step-by-step coordination, documented in emails and audio memos. We're talking about detailed planning for Trump's appearance at the rally, who was going to be there, what the security setup looked like, and here's the big one, discussions about the potential for things to get violent.
I want to pause it right there because I remember this happening prior to January 6th. I remember this happening. I remember being on Twitter and he kept posting be in Washington, be in DC on January 6th. And I kept saying, what is so significant about January 6th? Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the inauguration for Biden was January 20th, I believe. I can't remember. I think it was supposed to be on, I think it was on January 20th. But he kept saying on Twitter to be there January 6th, all eyes on January 6th. Look, and I'm like, man, what is he talking about? Like, why does he keep talking about January 6th when the inauguration is January 20th? I believe it was on the 20th. And so I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what he was talking about, but I could see he kept trying to rally his fan base. And so the thing that always got me, or that I always questioned about that, if little old me could be on Twitter and can see this and it piques my interest or curiosity as far as why he keeps referencing January 6th, I'm wondering how come the government or the federal agents didn't pick up on that. Because let's be honest, people, we know that they actually monitor what goes on here. We know that. And so I know that they had to see this man talking about this, and it didn't pique anyone's curiosity. They didn't think to investigate it anymore. But now to his loyal followers, here they are saying that it wasn't his fault. He didn't say that. He didn't have anything to do with it. And now there's digital footprints of him doing this. I saw it with my own eyes, so I don't need no media or anybody to say anything. I saw it with my own eyes over a course of time, and I think it was like a week or two prior to January 6th, he was talking about it on there. So, like, I've seen that. So there is no making a justification for him or saying he had nothing to do with it and he didn't tell people to go there and do that. You just heard him say it. And then he even followed it up with, I'll be there with you. And he never showed up. He copped out on y'all. He punked out on y'all. He lied to y'all again. He wasn't nowhere near there. Rochelle says they were voting and he wanted VP to lie. He wanted Nancy, her, and that box of votes. Exactly. Exactly, bestie. He sent a mob up there to do that. Come on, people. Jenny says just like PA when he faked that ear thing. Exactly. with the little ketchup packet on there. No, I mean nothing missing, nothing. It's just wild, man. And they sell out for him. They sell out for him every time.
According to the reports, these communications are specific and detailed. They show people actively planning and making decisions with full knowledge of what might happen. Now, Trump's defense team has spent years arguing that January 6th was spontaneous, that Trump gave a speech, some people got out of hand, but nobody saw it coming. That's been the cornerstone of their argument, right? But if these emails and audio memos show that people in his orbit were literally discussing the possibility of violence beforehand and then did nothing to stop it, that's a completely different ballgame. The spontaneity defense evaporates. Politico's report backs this up.
Daybreak
They quoted a legal
76. Thank you
analyst
for the
saying,
heart me.
"No
I
jury will
appreciate that,
ignore this
bestie.
level of direct evidence." And that phrase, direct evidence, that's key here. In criminal cases, you've got circumstantial evidence.
DJ
and
Rocky
direct
B
evidence.
says that's
Direct
where he
evidence
said
is
march
way more
to the
powerful
Capitol
because it
and
doesn't require
peacefully
juries to
protest.
make assumptions. It just is.
Well, I didn't
It's
hear
concrete,
peacefully,
it's verifiable, and it's extremely
but I heard him
difficult for
say go
defense
there.
attorneys to explain away. So when prosecutors say they've got Secret Service logs and audio recordings, they're saying they've got direct evidence.
Hey, not only could Sis said he could have called them off, but didn't. Facts. But not only that, why didn't he have National Guard sent there? If he really wanted to stop, if he really wanted to control the situation, why he did not call in the National Guard then? But now you calling all this military personnel in now for nothing. Yeah, he was there and spoke. He spoke at the I forgot what it's called, but yeah, he spoke. He told him to go down there. Yeah, we just played the audio where he was telling him to go down there. And then what's his name? I think it's Giuliani, Rudy Giuliani. And he was telling them to fight. They were both saying fight like HE double hockey sticks. But why didn't he have the National Guard come in there, or why he didn't have the military come in to subside the attack on the Capitol? He said it was Nancy Pelosi that had to do it. But now we see he's doing it for nothing, just to pick on certain blue states or blue cities or blue communities. That's why he's doing it. So that further let us know that he could have called them in order to bring some kind of calmness to what was going on there. He chose not to. And I believe he chose not to. What was it? Was it a minute and 80? No, an hour and 80. I forgot. But it's some time that he let it go on before he said anything.
And juries love that stuff. Instead of asking jurors to believe one person's word over another, prosecutors can say, here's the actual recording. Here's the actual log. Listen for yourself.
Respectfully, no, ma'am. Pelosi had no power to do that. That was not her call. He could have, just like he's doing it now. He had the power to do it then. It wasn't Pelosi. That wasn't her call, love. States have to worry about occupation if they fall out of favor with Trump. Yeah. And that's something else that shouldn't be. We are supposed to. We pride ourselves in our country on freedom of choice. So those people should be able to have a choice to go against him if they want to, right? But if you do, then you have to face consequence, or he thinks you got to face consequence. Daybreak 76, thank you for that. Go popular. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's what I'm saying, DJ Rocky B. Like he's doing it now. So that's he could have, done it then as president. Well, he was leaving out, it was the last days of him before the inauguration. However, Chicago been a murk field. I'm familiar with Chicago. My family's from Chicago. I'm familiar with it. But here's the thing. To that, DJ Rocky B, if we're going based off that, there's more unaliving in red states. So why are they not going there? It's only the blue states. You see, that's where we have to pull back the curtains and just really say what this is really about. Because if if the end game is to eliminate crime, well, let's just start here. If the end game is to eliminate crime, then we should start at the White House. Am I right? Because we have a person that is occupying the White House that has 34 convictions. So now, if it's about crime, that's where we need to start. Now, if you don't like that, not you, when I say if you don't like that, I'm not talking about you, DJ Rocky B. I'm talking about this in general. So if people don't like that, then we're saying, okay, well, he's sending these people to areas or towns or cities that are heavily crime ridden. Well, like I just stated, there's more crime in red states. So why are they not going there? Yeah, Chicago's wild. Chicago is wild. Not denying that. But just like in DC, he brought them up there when their crime rate dropped significantly. So I've heard mentions of Houston. I've heard that. So yeah, when you say that, yeah, I heard that too. I heard he's gonna come to Houston. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm gonna tell you, just not too many cities are gonna play around with him. And he's gonna eventually get a lot of these officers hurt. A lot of these military personnel that he's putting out, he's gonna get them hurt behind his rhetoric. Marie said, yes, I agree, Bestie, but I'm for the National Guard. And as you say, go to all states, not only blue. Yeah, that's all. Listen, I'm for it. I'm for cleaning up crime, but let's cover it all. Like, let's not discriminate. And that's all I'm saying. But furthermore, like I was saying too, in the beginning though, like you can't, they pretend as if they're so big on illegal immigrants and stuff like that, committing crimes and stuff. When, I mean, it's a proven fact. We have so many domestic crimes going on, committed here within our country's walls, that we need to focus on that and clean that up. Jenny said he was cool with police being hurt on January 6th. Exactly. He was okay with that. But now it's, oh, they're hurting the officers. And here's the thing. A lot of people that live, especially like out in Portland, they've already said to people to stay out there. Look, it's nothing like what he's trying to make it out to be. This man is trying to cause a WAR within our country. And I can't even say it's time. It's past time for people to open up their eyes and realize what's really going on. No more coddling him. No more making excuses for him. Because what's going to end up happening is we're all going to be hurt. And yes, Mag, I mean, that's you included, because a lot of you, I can safely say a lot of you don't sit in that 1% tax bracket. So you're going to be hurt and affected as well. Right. And yeah, right. DJ Rocky B says, protect the kids. Okay, I love that. Let's stay right there. We're going to get back to the audio. I know my wife is on here. She's like, what did I tell you about talking so much? We're going to get back to the audio. But protecting the kids. I love the fact that you brought that up. Because, yes, I'm all for protecting the kids. However, when it comes to all of these schools, I don't see them in a haste to implement security for our kids at school. The things that you see and the things that you read, and it seems like if you go off the pictures, some of the pictures that have surfaced, they're for hurting the kids. They're P3DOs. And I'm talking about just people that align themselves with him that's been arrested already, that's faced charges and for being P3DOs. Okay, drop down and I'll bring you back up. Hold on, let me drop you down, then request back up, and I'll see if that works. Jenny says, unless your children are in private school, they don't care about safety. And I wholeheartedly feel that. I wholeheartedly feel that. DJ Rocky B says, everyone should be held accountable, even DT. I agree with you on that, bestie. That's all I'm saying right there. That's all I'm saying. Hey, remember, if you sent me a heart me, please click on that orange heart above me and claim your points. Keep tapping and clapping. Share out the live, please. Gift and uplift if possible. All right, I'm waiting for her to send me an invite. Did you send one? No. All right, we're going to get back to the audio then.
So, now here's where this gets even more complicated. Glenn Kirshner went on MSNBC and basically said this evidence makes conviction inevitable. That's a bold claim,
Yeah,
right?
they're going to be
For
sadly
a seasoned
mistaken.
prosecutor
sis.
to use that word tells you just how strong he thinks this evidence is. So why is Kirshner so confident? Well, according to his analysis, this evidence closes the gap. Up until now, there's been this gap between what prosecutors could prove and what they needed to prove to get a conviction. They could show Trump gave a speech. They could show violence happened. But connecting Trump directly to the violence, that's been the tricky part. But if these new records show that Trump's team knew violence was possible and coordinated around it anyway, that closes the gap. Because now you're not asking a jury to infer intent. You're showing them intent. You're giving them a paper trail. And that's the difference between a case that might convince a jury and a case that almost certainly will. Legal heavyweights like Lawrence Tribe and Norm Eisen have been all over social media saying this evidence is a game changer. Tribe posted that this could shift undecided voters. Eisen said this could reshape legal precedent. These aren't people prone to hyperbole. These are serious legal scholars. Think about that for a second. We're not just talking about one court case anymore. We're talking about setting precedent for how we handle presidential accountability moving forward, because we've never really been in this situation before. A sitting president facing federal criminal charges with this level of evidence, that's uncharted territory. And that brings us to the elephant in the room, the politics of all this. Because no matter how strong the evidence is, this is happening in the most politically charged environment imaginable. Trump supporters see this as a witch hunt. His critics see it as finally holding power accountable. And there's almost no overlap between these two viewpoints. And here's where public trust comes into play. According to recent polling data from early October, public confidence in the Department of Justice is at historic lows. We're talking near record numbers of Americans who think the DOJ is politically motivated. In this case, this is pouring gasoline on that fire. If you're a Trump supporter, you look at this and think, of course they're doing this now. They've been trying to take him down for years. If you're a Trump critic, you look at this and think, finally, there's enough evidence to hold him accountable. But both sides agree on one thing. The Justice Department is picking a side, and that's terrifying for democracy. Let me just throw this out there. Compare this to other controversial investigations we've seen. The Russia probe dragged on for years. And
Hold on, I'm going to pause the audio real quick because it's the platform is ghosting my wife, so she can't get her comment in. Okay, so I'm going to read it. She says, is anyone paying attention to the peace treaty in Israel being signed, and he's all in it? We know what the pastor told us. Pay attention, people. I can't agree with my beautiful wife more than enough. I mean, more. I mean, she enough. She's right. She's right. I mean, so for those of you who don't know, it talks about the Antichrist. It tells the Bible talks about the Antichrist. It talks about the treaty being signed with Israel for 7 years, and then the Antichrist will break the treaty 3.5 years in. I believe it's 3.5 years in. So woke up this morning and I see him speaking, and I know it's about the hostages being released and stuff like that. But you, like she said, pay attention. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. It's vital. It's more vital than ever to pay attention right now to that. I'm talking about bells started ringing when I woke up to that. I actually thought I was dreaming. I actually thought I was dreaming when I saw it. But yes, I see why they're shadowing your comment. Baby, that's because you're telling the truth.
ultimately, not much happened to Trump directly. But this feels like it's on a whole other level. This is about whether a sitting president can be held criminally responsible for events that led to an attack on the Capitol itself. The narrative is already set. Half the country thinks justice is finally being served. The other half thinks democracy is under attack. And that division isn't going away, regardless of what happens in court. The damage to public trust, the polarization, the sense that we're living in two completely different realities, all of that is already baked in. But let me dig even deeper here. The Secret Service.
Michelle said AI's
Think about what it means
Republican.
that Secret Service communications
True.
are now part of this evidence package. The Secret Service doesn't just protect the president, they document everything, every movement, every meeting, every security decision. And that documentation is specifically designed to be bulletproof in court. So when prosecutors say they have Secret Service records showing coordination and foreknowledge, they're not messing around. These are official federal law enforcement records created specifically for accuracy. And if those records show what prosecutors claim, that's devastating to the defense. The audio memos, according to the reports, there are actual recordings of discussions about security planning, not transcripts. Actual recordings where you can hear people's voices. Juries eat that stuff up because you can hear tone, hear hesitation, hear whether someone sounds concerned or cavalier. And the emails show intent over time. They show planning, deliberation, back and forth discussions. If prosecutors can show a chain of emails where Trump's team is actively discussing potential violence and making plans around that knowledge, that's premeditation. That's exactly what you need to prove a criminal case beyond a reasonable doubt. Now the defense is going to argue these records are being misinterpreted. They'll say the discussions were about preventing violence, not enabling it. But here's the problem. If they were really trying to prevent violence, why didn't they cancel the rally? Why didn't they increase security? The fact that the violence happened anyway is going to be really hard to explain. So that's where we are with the evidence. Secret Service communications, digital records, audio memos, email chains, and according to legal experts, all of it pointing in one direction. Okay, so let's break this down into simple points because I know we've covered a lot. Here's what you need to understand about why this matters right now. Point 1, the evidence is different this time. Secret Service communications and digital records are not the same as witness testimony. These are official government
I
documents
saw that.
with clear
Sid.
timestamps.
I saw they were building a base here. I think it's like in Idaho or something like that. Yeah. What sense does that make?
And digital authentication. They're really hard to dispute in court, and according to prosecutors, they show Trump's team had foreknowledge of potential violence and coordinated around it anyway. That's direct evidence of intent. That's what prosecutors have been missing. This isn't about connecting dots. This is about showing documentation that speaks for itself. Point 2, this changes the legal landscape. Glenn Kirshner, Lawrence Tribe, Norm Eisen, these aren't random pundits. These are serious legal minds, and they're all saying this evidence could make conviction inevitable. Does that mean it will definitely happen?
I see that the platform is taking away our viewers and stuff like that, and it's dwindling us down. It's not pushing us out like it was in the beginning. But thank you all for staying, and we're going to keep on preaching this truth, whether the platform likes it or not.
Happen? No. Legal cases are unpredictable, but the fact that experts are using words
Rita
like
says they're
inevitable
not even
tells you
from
something
here.
about how
They
significant
have
this
a
evidence
base
is. Point
in
3,
their own
the
country
politics are
already.
absolutely insane.
Right.
We have a sitting president facing federal charges with evidence that prosecutors say is ironclad. The timing, right now in October 2025, the optics are off the charts. This isn't happening in a vacuum. This is happening in the most polarized political environment we've seen in generations. And public trust in the DOJ is already at rock bottom. This case just confirms whatever people already believed. If you thought the justice system was broken, this looks like proof. If you thought Trump was above the law, this looks like justice. Nobody's changing their mind here. So what does this mean going forward? If this case actually goes to trial and the evidence holds up, we're talking about a criminal trial of a sitting president. That's a constitutional crisis waiting to happen. What happens if a jury convicts? Does Trump remain president?
Right,
We don't
Bestie.
have
We ain't
clear
going
answers because
nowhere.
we've never been here before. And even if it doesn't
We
go
right
to
here
trial,
with it.
the damage is done because half the country will see any outcome as proof the system is rigged. Every possible outcome further erodes faith in institutions. If Trump is convicted, his supporters will say it's persecution. If he's not convicted, his critics will say the powerful can't be held accountable. Let's also talk about what this does to voters. According to legal experts like Lawrence Tribe, this evidence could shift undecided voters. Hard evidence is different
Welcome
from
in,
political
Murph.
rhetoric. For people genuinely trying to figure out what's true, this kind of documentation could be persuasive. But here's the flip side. For Trump's base, this is just going to energize them more. They see this as proof the establishment is out to get him. Every new piece of evidence reinforces the narrative that Trump's being persecuted. The stronger the evidence gets, the more his supporters rally around him. So politically, this cuts both ways. It energizes Trump's opponents and his supporters. And the people in the middle, they're exhausted. And that exhaustion is its own political force because exhausted people disengage. Now, let's zoom out and talk about what this means for democracy and rule of law. If a sitting president can be prosecuted and convicted based on evidence like this, that changes the game forever. It means future presidents know they're not untouchable, but it also means the Justice Department has enormous power to influence politics.
Oh, is it spam?
Some people
Okay.
think it's essential that presidents can be held accountable. Others think it's terrifying that prosecutors can target sitting presidents. And honestly, both concerns are valid. We need accountability, but we also need to trust that prosecutions are
Red
based
Hats
on
will
evidence,
double
not
down
politics.
when he
And
gets
right now, that
authoritarian.
trust is
Exactly.
broken. Let me paint you a picture of what the next few months could look like. If this case moves forward, we're going to see pretrial motions, discovery battles, jury selection, all happening while
Bessie.
Trump is serving
Show
as
him the block
president.
party.
The media coverage is going to be nonstop. It'll be like the OJ trial, amplified by social media. Trump's legal team is going to fight this tooth and nail. They're going to file motions to suppress evidence, motions to dismiss, appeals on every procedural issue. They're going to argue that Secret Service communications are privileged, that the whole prosecution is politically motivated, and some of those arguments might actually work. But here's what we do know. The evidence is out there now. It's been reported by major news outlets. It's being discussed by legal experts, and it's not going away. Even if the case gets dismissed, the public has already seen the headlines, and that narrative is going to stick. There's also the question of what this does to Trump's ability to govern. How do you run the country when you're dealing with a federal prosecution? How do you focus on policy when you're meeting with lawyers every day? Can you negotiate with foreign leaders when they know you're facing potential prison time? And let's talk about Congress, because if this case moves forward, there's going to be pressure on Congress to act. Some lawmakers are going to call for impeachment hearings. Others are going to defend Trump, and the whole thing is going to turn into another partisan battle. We've been through this
Facts,
before.
Willie
but
Smith.
maybe
What's
this
up,
is what
brother?
finally forces
Facts.
us
He
to have
never
a real
has.
conversation about presidential accountability, because right now the rules are murky. Can you indict a sitting president? Can you prosecute them for actions taken while in office? We don't have clear answers. And this case might force us to figure it out. Here's something else worth considering: the international implications. How does the rest of the world look at America when our president is facing federal criminal charges? Does it undermine our credibility, or does it strengthen our reputation by showing we hold leaders accountable? The world is watching this closely. So here's where we are. Jack Smith has dropped evidence that legal experts say could guarantee Trump's conviction. The evidence includes Secret Service communications showing Trump's team had foreknowledge of potential violence on January 6th. Prosecutors say this closes the gap. Legal heavyweights are calling it inevitable. Trump supporters are calling it persecution. And that's the real question. What happens next? Because this story is far from over. The legal battles are going to drag on for months. The political fallout is going to be massive. And the country is going to stay divided over basic questions of justice and fairness. One thing's for sure: this evidence is now part of the public record. And it's going to shape how we talk about January 6th, how we talk about presidential accountability, and how we talk about the rule of law for years to come. This is one of those moments that defines an era. The question we all need to be asking ourselves is this: what kind of country do we want to be? Do we want a country where presidents can be held accountable? Or do we want a country where the Justice Department can weaponize prosecutions? Because those are the two narratives playing out right now. And which one you believe determines everything. Are you kidding me? We're living through a moment that historians are going to write about for generations. This is the kind of stuff that defines eras. And we're all just here watching it happen in real time. It's surreal. So yeah, buckle up. Because if you thought things were crazy before, just wait. This is only the beginning. The legal fights are going to intensify. The political rhetoric is going to get more heated. And the divisions in this country are going to...
Hold on, I want to stop that for a second because something just popped up on the screen. It says Israel intelligence reveals Trump's secret deals. Betrayal confirmed.
get deeper before they get better. And next time, we're going to dig into what Trump's legal team is planning as their defense strategy. Because trust me, they're not going down without a fight. This is going to get even wilder. In other news,
all right, let's give it up to Players Unlimited Media. I think he did really good. That's my first time ever listening to his content, but I think he did really good. He covered both sides, regardless of what side you on. If you pro Cheddar Color Coat Leader, if you're not, you know, it's still, he was fair. I think he called it right down the middle. So let's give it up to them. And I need to get him a follow too. Follow. Hold on 1 second. So, people, what do you all think? What do you all think about that? Is it time for him? Well, I know it's time for him to face stuff, but is he going to? Is he going to? Yes, Louise, welcome in. He did very well. Yeah, I agree with you on that. He did. Marie, yes, Bessie, he was extremely fair. He was. He called it down the middle. I didn't get any kind of overly pro cheddar color coat leader. I didn't get any kind of pro against him. You see what I'm saying? Like he just, I like that. Willie says he'll never be held accountable. And I can honestly say it seems that way. It does seem that way. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm at a point now where it's hard to even, when you hear something like that, it's hard to even get excited because we've been here so many times before and nothing's happened, right? Nothing has happened. So we'll see. We'll see, right? We just won't get our hopes up. Yep, you see the guy behind me. You already know what we're going to. So it seems as if my man's right here behind me. His handler just don't want to talk to him no more. Don't want to be associated with him no more. You know? Why could that be? Rochelle says, talking about it, his accountability may not be for us to see. That's true. She's talking, well, it could be for both. But yeah, she's talking about a cheddar color coat leader. His handler seems to not want to talk to him. So we're just gonna go right into segment 2. We're gonna go right into segment 2. And it's our boy Marad covered this. It's Chive Davis brutally abandons desperate P. Diddy calls. Denied. Man, you know, it's got to be a hurting thing when you are incarcerated and when folks used to be your peoples and talk to you on a daily or on a pretty consistent basis. And then when you get locked up, they don't even know you no more. You call and they don't pick up. It's got to be a lonely feeling. And then on top of that, you got people you would normally or usually talk to that don't take your phone calls and ignore you. And then you got people that's wanting to get in your you know, woo, the pressure, man. And this is why I asked on the show the other day, do you think he could meet an end like Jeffrey E? Do you think? Sis said, oh, how the mighty have fallen. And I'm talking about free falling. I'm talking about bad, man. Marie said, yes. DJ Rocky B said, yes, for sure. Because, I mean, it's like everything's just falling apart. Like, it you know? Willie Smith said, I hate that song. What's his name? Is it Tom Petty? Richard Petty? They sing that song? I can't remember. Rochelle said, it's sometimes how they got to learn. Yeah, and that's true. That's true. So we're going to get into it. Let's see what they're talking about. Shout out to Marad Morale.
Abandoned. That is the word, guys. That
Tom Petty.
looks
Okay,
like
thank
more
you,
people
sis.
who perhaps were clinging on to him or Diddy was going to cling on to them have also now ghosted him as well. And one of them is his sugar daddy known as Clive Davis. Hey guys, it's Marad Morale Daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. I know that I have microphone issues. I will be getting this fixed, guys. And also, I still have this sinus headache. It's been 3 days and, you know, it's just bothering me. Hopefully it goes away in the next couple of days. So that's why, you know, maybe my energy might be a bit
Bestie
low.
Marie said, or they will make it seem like.
But anyways, Clive Davis, guys, has completely abandoned Diddy. Multiple sources are reporting that he has ghosted the music star following his recent conviction. Max's sources state that although they once had close personal and business connections with Diddy, Clive and other previous associates provided statements of support for his sentencing. Sorry, none of these previous associates, including Clive, provided statements of support. And that's exactly what Diddy wanted. These are people who built careers alongside him. One insider reportedly said, but when it mattered most, they all completely disappeared. This is the ultimate Hollywood snub of Clive Davis abandoning Diddy. In a profession where open support often holds great importance, keeping quiet sends a very strong signal, and that's exactly what Clive Davis did. Clive Davis himself, whom many saw as one of Diddy's advisors, has completely stepped away. The piece even took a playful jab, captioning a picture of Davis with the line, "It's Mr. Davis to you now." Of course, there was a video, of somebody asking Clive last year, about what he thinks about Diddy, and he acted like he couldn't even remember Diddy. So he already was setting in this, the narrative, the storyline, or I don't even know who this man is. He might have gotten on all fours for me. He might have given me the Glock 5000 for that, record label. He might have done things for me that I obviously needed, but now I'm gonna forget who he is, and then when his conviction comes, and if he gets 4 to 5 years, then we're gonna be quiet. Because when this man was announced as not guilty for RICO, you had some celebrities speaking up in support of him. A lot of people were waiting for this conviction, but for the fact that he was guilty, and now for the fact that he was sentenced as of last week, multiple people have completely abandoned this man. The truth is beginning to hit Diddy, and the music mogul who previously boasted about his luxurious lifestyle.
Marie, bestie. You feel me? Daybreak 76, thank you for the live. Thank you for the you're awesome, because you're awesome by far. You see how that's working, Marie? That's why I say what I say, man. I honestly, I believe I'm 10 toes down on it. Thank you for the GOAT, Daybreak 76. Thank you for that autumn love. Thank you for the heart pub. I appreciate it. June's Happy Sense. Thank you for the roses. May is fake. Who is May?
And he's been found guilty and given a jail term of 4 years. He's in a complete disbelief. He's unable to grasp the sudden dramatic collapse of his life. His staff was so confident with him genuinely thinking he'd get out with time served. His lawyers promised this, that he confidently arranged a speaking appearance for the week following his court in Miami, as we all know. OJ's lawyer has come out to say that Diddy has made the biggest mistake by pretending that he...
Hey, Mods, anybody that's a troll or a bot, let's give them an invitation to that block party. We're not gonna even hold them. We ain't gonna even play with them. We're gonna give them the invitation off rip.
Was going to get out, or believing that he was going to get out, to book these speaking arrangements in Miami. This was the biggest mistake that he could have done, because it makes him look pompous and confident, and does not make him look remorseful or take an accountability for his actions. This, I believe, is why Arun put more years on the sentence. But Clive Davis, the sugar daddy, has gone.
A lot of people are curious about the status of P. Diddy.
Status of what?
P. Diddy. Diddy.
Listen, y'all. Hey, I got to send y'all this video. That's funny. Sis, that's funny. They got, look, on the video, y'all, they got, first of all, it looks like Chive can barely walk, but somebody's helping him. He's got his hand around their arm, he's holding on to their arm. They're helping him walk along. And the guy comes out and he asks him about Diddy. He said, what? He was like, wait, what is that? Not who is that? Diddy? What is that? And then he was like, Diddy, Puff Daddy. And Chive looks at the person like, huh? What is he saying? I don't know what he's talking about. Funny. I'm talking about, that is the most chill ghosting I've seen in my entire life. Dr. Rashida, thank you for that heart me. I appreciate it, Bessie. How's your day going? Peace and blessings to you, Queen. I'm sorry, y'all. For me, for my entertainment purposes, I gotta rewind that, because that was the greatest ghost I've seen.
Has gone.
A lot of people are curious about the status of P. Diddy.
Status of what?
P. Diddy.
He said the status of what?
Diddy.
Look, he said Diddy twice. He said Diddy. He said Diddy name twice. Clive looked at the dude. He said, I can't hear. I can't hear him. Woo.
What do you make of that situation? Right.
Yo,
No comment from
Chive didn't even answer him. He ain't even. I mean, he ain't speak a word, and he walking on into the building. Dang, yo. Well, I hope he got what he got, because he ain't gonna get no more. It seemed like not the way Chive just ghosted him like that. I'm talking about no chill.
Clive Davis.
Clive Davis is gone. The sugar daddy that Diddy desperately needed. The man that made Diddy. Of course, Diddy would turn to this man when he's in trouble.
It is official. Chive Davis is no longer Puffy Jacket's sugar daddy. Might be Splendor, might be Sweet and Low, might be NutraSweet, but it ain't sugar daddy. Yo. Wow. I'm talking about, man, sis, that was funny, man. Pink Tech, welcome in, beautiful. That was funny. Y'all have got to watch this video. I'm talking about, I want to replay it again. I'm not, because I'm not going to hold y'all, and we still got 2 more segments to go, so I'm not going to do it, but man, y'all got to see. I've never seen nobody get ghosted that bad.
Trouble. Of course, he's wondering, is Clive going to help, either bail me out or in some way, make sure I can even get a bail? Of course, Clive Davis was the daddy for Sean Combs. He probably is thinking about him in jail, the good times that they had, the times when he was on, the Glock 5, like all of this. And now Clive has completely ghosted him and is acting like he doesn't even know who this man is. And after the conviction, the friendship is dead, gone, long and buried, because this man is a liability to Clive, and Clive will put his money before anybody else. If you look at the history of Clive's life and how many times that even he got fired and then he had to come back and etc., all he does is focuses on the money situation. And Diddy is not a valuable asset to this man anymore. Multiple people feel the same way, which is why he doesn't have any of his friends. But Clive specifically is one person that I want to look at, because this was the man who helped create Diddy. Give me sexual favors and I will give you that record label, is exactly what I believe happened between them. And Diddy was happy to do so, because that man will do anything for money. The man is, doesn't have an ounce of, integrity or credibility to his name. He never really has. But his sugar daddy has left the building permanently. I don't know you, multiple sources are saying. I don't know who this man is. The friendship was never there. Ghosted to a whole new level.
Are you overwhelmed by your payday loan?
Was caught violating BOP rules, texting his children on these phones. Of course he was texting his daddy. Daddy Clive.
On P. Diddy. Mr. Davis, you're a major influence on the career of P. Diddy. Have you spoken to him since the federal raid?
It just don't stop. Hey, listen. Triple M says Native Americans and Indigenous People Day. Oh, shout outs, give it up to them. Yes, absolutely. That's funny. Listen. Chive just got the name Snowman because he literally just gave Puffy Jacket the cold shoulder blade, cold back, everything. In fact, when he was coming out of the restaurant this time, and the person asked him again about Puffy Jacket, not only did Chive not say nothing, he stopped and paused and took a picture with somebody that came up, and then proceeded to walk right on past the guy asking the questions to get in the car.
You spoken to Sean Combs? Any comment, Mr. Davis?
Next caller. Sad times, I
He
guess.
said next
Reports are also
caller.
going on about how Jennifer Lopez is terrified
God.
in regards of Diddy's revenge. And I don't think that she has anything to worry about as of right now. I think she's a great actress, not singer, but a great actress. But like she's the queen of, not queen, but like, you know, she definitely is the princess of rom-com.
She has that boo, baby.
Successful movies back in the day. But I don't think she needs to be worried about Diddy. The man is behind jail. He's not going to be mentioning anything about you. But reports are saying that she's still terrified and living in fear over retribution
That's the
against those
coldest
who crossed him,
breakup
and that she
in
is going to be one of them.
history.
I just feel like Diddy would have done that by now, and Diddy isn't going to be in a position to rat out on people or celebrity names because he doesn't want to prolong his sentence. He doesn't want to upset the higher ups. So I don't think he will bring in anybody else and cause a huge ruckus. I just don't see him doing that. So these reports of her being terrified, either I don't believe, or maybe she's just, you know, paranoid, which, you know, makes sense. I can understand why she would be paranoid about the whole Diddy saga because her name would have been brought up here and there, but it hasn't really been brought up. She wasn't subpoenaed. The sentencing is done. He's been convicted. You don't need to worry about any of this anymore. Now, I touched on it yesterday, but Russell Simmons, guys, is facing more essay allegations along with a producer called Brett Ratner, where multiple actresses and people behind the scenes, 5-6 women have come forward with statements, and one of them was including Russell Simmons about how he basically essayed a woman. So this man is still facing allegations himself while he's running off to Bali. The man also does come to and fro to America, by the way.
We said that in
all
the
of it
prior
is civil,
show.
I
Remember
believe.
that?
So a criminal trial, or he needs to be in prison or anything like that. For those who are saying that he doesn't come to America, he does. He doesn't just live here. But, you know, more essay allegations are facing this man. Absolutely believe all of them. Russell Simmons, guys, is a monster. That man is a whole monster behind the scenes. He can fool everybody else with this kumbaya, I've gone to Bali, I meditate BS. But behind all of that is that devil monster that sits behind that doesn't want to be remorseful or accountable for his own actions, which is why there are still more essay allegations coming out against him. And this other person called Brett Ratner. There's a lot of music directors, movie directors who are always accused of essay because they are in such a position of power. With power comes responsibility that people like to violate. And in this instance, it's if you want the part, you need to do X, Y, Z for me.
Adrian said he will forever stay on that island.
Ego, much like Diddy. But everything that Diddy is doing to everybody else is what it was done to him. Make no mistake, these high executives
Yeah, he gets to come back and
wash
forth.
that man up left, right, and center. They were in that man, out that man, and every single hole, living their best life using Diddy in the way that they wanted, humiliating him in so many ways. And Diddy loved it because he was promised a career. He was promised a music record label and etc. And now that man is behind prison bars. I do believe that more criminal proceedings will reach this man during the end of his sentencing. I do believe this man is going to be facing another trial again. I don't believe this man is going to be out after these 4 years and living his good life. I just can't see that happening with him facing 86 cases. I just can't. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Sorry.
Let's get that up to Murad again. Great content. On point. Man, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do segment 3 and 4. Because what I got here is segment 3. I might need to make that 4 and then put 4 as 3. I think that's what we're going to do, actually. I think I'm gonna do it that way. Hold on. I keep trying to hold on. Keep hitting the wrong thing. Nope. It's not what I want. Hold on, people. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. All right, there we go. That's what I'm trying to get to right here. So we'll make segment 3. Actually, we'll take segment 4 and make it segment 3. All right. So segment 3, we are talking about camel face in the NFL, which, as Jerry Glanville so eloquently stated back in the 90s, I think it resonates with camel face now. NFL stands for not for long. Not for long will they be doing business with camel face, it seems. Seems like they are so upset at him when it comes to this Super Bowl halftime situation. So Miss Lowdown is going to take us through here for segment 3 And the title is NFL Furious at Camel Face over Taylor Swift being snubbed for Super Bowl halftime show. Well. Sis said TPUSA trying to hold a halftime show is crazy work. It is. It really is. They're trying to have their own halftime show, which is just wild. Never been done before. Just 86 says Camel Face being hooked to all that is weird to me. Yeah. You know what? When they allowed him into their fold, let's be honest. Nobody of the caliber of Camel Face, meaning from the hip hop genre or anything like that, has been in business with NFL that they even thought to allow to have this position. But that goes to what we talked about before. Daybreak 76, thank you for the lightning bolt. Thank you for the corn. Thank you for, hold on, that went up too fast. Thank you for the ice cream cone. And that sounds good too, by the way. This goes to show you what we talk about when you're influential, right? When you can influence people, the masses. That's when, no, I don't want that. That's when people want you on board and you get these positions, right? So let's start segment 3 off and see what's happening.
Okay, y'all, there is trouble in paradise. Word on the street is Jay-Z is in some serious trouble. NFL is peed off right now. And they're saying that Taylor Swift was snubbed for the Super Bowl halftime show. Word on the street, Jay-Z might lose his job over this. Okay, y'all, is he going out with a bang and Jay-Z just don't care about peeing everybody off right now? Because that's what he's doing.
It do seem that way.
He is biting the hands that's feeding him, allegedly. Okay, y'all? And we're about to talk about it. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much.
Probably so.
I appreciate you all.
Probably so.
Welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So everything is alleged.
Drummond said he's no billionaire.
And the fair accuse is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Y'all, when I tell y'all shit about to hit the fan.
Hey, can y'all hear the audio? Give me a warning if you can hear the audio. He said, Drummond said, just on paper. All right. Thank you. So audio's clear. Okay, let's go.
It is. For both of them. It's like they taking turns. One day they're talking about P. Diddy was coming his way. The next day they're talking about Jay-Z. Well, word on the street is the NFL is furious at Jay-Z right now. And they feel like they was misled about Taylor Swift during the Super Bowl halftime show. They feel like they was misled, that they felt like, you know, Jay-Z was in talks with Taylor Swift to do the halftime show. And all of a sudden, everything just went chaotic. It was chaotic and everything just, you know, didn't fall through like it was supposed to. And they went with somebody else, just as demonic as he is. Yeah, y'all, they peed off about it. They're saying that the NFL's partnership with Jay-Z and Roc Nation is facing a strain after months of confusion over the Super Bowl halftime show. So they've been
Daybreak 76, thank you for the live. Thank you for the awesome.
Was confused.
Thank you for that go.
Reports are claiming that Jay-Z never formally offered Taylor Swift.
Thank you for the TikToks. I appreciate you so much. You are so sweet.
The front runner. So just like y'all thought that, you know, we were hearing the whispers and the rumors about Taylor Swift was going to do the show. Well, just like we thought she was going to do the show, apparently NFL thought she was going to do the show too. And when she didn't, and I guess they're getting down to the nitty gritty of what happened, they're finding out now that she was never really asked.
I'm going to reveal the
good question. Good question, Drummond. He said, why don't the NFL just let him go? Good question. At this point,
Okay, y'all. They're saying that the NFL feels like they was misled and humiliated after Taylor Swift's Super Bowl fiasco. This is what they're saying.
Thank you for the
And they're
TikTok. They
saying
break
that they are
76.
peeved off at Jay-Z and Roc Nation after discovering that Taylor Swift never received a formal halftime show offer, y'all. Lord have mercy. They ain't playing about Taylor Swift lately. Her name is all over the place, y'all. They ain't playing about her lately.
They
Just
are
tell
not
y'all
playing.
that. She got a lot of fans. I go to her music and try to, see what people
This is,
is
but
like
ain't Bad Bunny on his label, so
going
it makes
crazy
sense
about.
he
But
put him
maybe I'm
on.
just not into that. I don't know. Y'all let me
Yeah,
know. But
I think you know
I
how
don't
it
know.
is
I
with
don't
Taylor
see
Swift and the
what
Swifties.
everybody is
she's
just in the uproar about. I know she
to
got
me, and this is just my. First of all, don't come from out. This is just my comparison or thought. Right, to me, Taylor Swift is the YT Beehive. You know, and with Bad Bunny being who he is, compared, especially if he's compared to Taylor Swift, I think that's what they're upset about more so. Like it makes sense to me. Yeah, he's on the label. I would put my artists out there too. Like I didn't, what you call it, when he had Dr. Dre perform. Dr. Dre had his artists out there. Then he had 50 Cent, Eminem. They were all out there, right? So, but when it comes to Taylor Swift, that is a totally different ball game. Now, you can even go to the fact of the matter of Taylor Swift winning all the Grammys and awards and Camel Face being upset that Beehive didn't get them. You see what I'm saying? So they could say, okay, well, you had that issue at the Grammys, and so now you're preventing her from performing. Talking about Taylor Swift, preventing Taylor Swift to perform. You didn't choose her. You chose Bad Bunny. It's like you purposely trying to do that because you upset that Beehive didn't get that a Grammy or what was the album of the year or whatever and stuff like that. And Taylor Swift got it. Remember when Ye jumped on stage and interrupted Taylor Swift when she was giving her acceptance speech? Remember that? Jamar said, I can't name one damn song Taylor Swift sang. So yeah. Hey niece, how's it going? So yeah, I think that's the uproar of it all right there.
a lot of fans and this and that and this. But she's a part of the Illuma to the Naughty as well. Okay, y'all? I'm just saying. They're also saying everyone inside the NFL thought that Taylor was officially offered the gig. Why did Jay-Z do that and make them think that? That's crazy. And then the last minute you give it to this guy. Nobody wants him, y'all. Nobody wants him. Only the people that want him is people that's
knowledge,
too, y'all.
facts,
and demonic too. That's the only people that want
Taylor
to
Swift
see
will perform
him
at the Super Bowl when the Chiefs
and
make
I'm
it back.
wondering now,
to the
all
Super
these
Bowl.
years they've been talking about Jay-Z
Facts.
and how him and Beyonce don't want nobody to.
Hey, so this may be what we play. This may be where we're going with this, though, people. Since Jay-Z selected Bad Bunny, I'm sorry, Camel. Forget that. Since Jay-Z had Bad Bunny slated to play at the Super Bowl or be the entertainment for the halftime entertainment for the Super Bowl, TP USA will probably have Taylor Swift. What do you think? Since they're trying to have their own separate Super Bowl show, what do you think? Do you think they'll bring in Taylor Swift? Drummond says they even said she was more popular than Michael Jackson. Really? Yeah, they sleeping. they own something else on that. Nah, not Mike. I don't care if we talking about dark skinned Mike, light skinned Mike. It don't make a difference. He was bad at either shade. I don't think yeah. I'm not ready to do that now. They wanted Creed. Oh my. I like Creed, but that would be, I don't know if that would even be, I don't know. I'm not sure. Hold on one second. I'm not sure how that would work. Hey, thank you for that. Heart me, I appreciate that, niece. My bad. I'm trying to bring you up. There it is.
You're welcome, Aunt.
There you go.
Let
Hey, how
me
you doing,
see.
beautiful?
She was more popular than Michael Jackson. They
That-
lying like a rug.
Gassing
Talking
her
about
up,
she
man.
more popular than Michael Jackson. Oh, you ain't had nobody fainting. I don't want to hear it. From country to coast. Can nobody touch him? The closest thing might be Beyonce and Chris Brown. That's it. That's all.
The close, yeah, yeah, but yeah, Chris paid homage to him. That was a great performance.
Talking
Knowledge Seeker
about
says
she's
thousands of
just
people
as
flew to Puerto Rico to see Bad Bunny. Oh, they flew to Puerto Rico.
just as popular as more popular than Michael Jackson. Don't piss me off early in the morning.
She said the devil is a lie. That was funny. That was funny. Drummond, I never seen that, but that was funny.
She
Sis said
even
she
said
ain't
that
nowhere
out.
close to MJ ever.
Right. I only
Did,
know one song off the top of my head. We're never, ever, ever. Ain't that her? That's her. Getting
yeah,
back
so like you
together. Okay, that's about it.
yeah.
That's
Now see,
about it. She got another song I like too, but it's only two songs. That's it.
I know about 4 or 5 of them. Her along with my son Jordan, they're Swifties. I know like 4 or 5 songs of her. But to say that she's better than Michael Jackson, come on,
Absolutely
listen.
not.
This is
Absolutely
only
not.
coffee.
Absolutely not.
You guys
You
are
know,
not having
Jay
a
Z
play date
wasn't
because
going to
you're going to
pick.
school tomorrow.
Jay Z wasn't going to pick her anyway because the whole her and Beyonce beef. Hey, hey,
Thank you.
cousin.
She said, "Hey, cousin."
Huh?
She said, "Hey, cousin." Doc, they see you on there. Wave. You can come in and wave. You're so shy. Okay. I was saying that. I was saying that they.
I see her. She waving.
Oh, she went. Okay.
Uh,
I was saying that earlier. I was like, you got to remember, he had the issue. I think it was the Grammys when he got on
yeah,
stage. Was it the Grammys?
yeah, yeah.
See
It
what I'm
was the
saying?
Grammys.
You know what I'm saying? So now
He
you
made
trying to slight their
his little
queen.
statement. He made his statement about he did it more. His was more tasteful than what Ye
Yay.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you on that fully. I mean, he just popped up on. It was wild how he did it.
Ye act like he was from the projects. How he came up on that stage just now.
Yeah, right. It was wild. DJ Rocky B, welcome to the panel, love.
Good morning. Good
How are
morning, good
you?
morning, good morning. Good,
What's your
good, good. Blessings.
blessings to you as well? What's your
Thank
take on it?
you.
You a DJ. You a DJ. So
Oh
what's your take
yeah,
on it?
I got a lot to say about that.
Oh, I
Let's
gotta
So
hear
go.
this. I'm gonna go on mute.
first and foremost, we're gonna get Crunk up in here now. So,
Let's
and I'm
go.
on my second call. I'm in my second cup of coffee, so we're ready.
Hey,
So
salute.
anyway, thank you. So in I'm a football coach. I was one of the first females to play football here in Houston at the
Oh,
Y against the boys. So I
okay.
coached it. I know the game. I'm gonna start there. So as far as like him getting this Bad Bunny guy, I'm Latina too. So you know
Mm,
I I think music these days isn't good. Just in
I agree.
my personal opinion, I
I
think
agree.
we are blessed to be able to have experienced Michael,
Mm-hmm.
Whitney, Janet,
Mm-hmm.
and for with all this other satanic ritual stuff they doing on these stages for the last 5 years, and all that spirit cooking Jay Z be doing. Yeah, he needs to go. I'm sorry
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
you have to connect with the crowd that's there. You're broadcasting to millions of viewers. Not everybody likes hip hop, but it seems like they gate kept, and he actually asserted himself into the NFL to be able to have that power. And it goes back to the same crap as Diddy. You know what I mean? Like I mean, they are thing one and thing two. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They hang together. So
Facts.
I mean, and so they're not. I don't think that he's. And this again, I'm just keeping it 100, keeping it trill. I don't think he's talented. I don't think Beyonce is talented, and I'm gonna compare. And I don't think P Diddy. I think P Diddy never even produced his own stuff. He rode on
No.
the backs of talented artists. Okay,
Facts.
and they robbed
Facts.
artists for years and years and years, and then Spotify now. I always encourage my viewers when I'm on my live to not stream because you need to own your music. We went to the record store and bought cassettes or CDs or vinyl, you know, and these days,
Good old
these
days.
kids, yeah, and these kids they just want to stream, but they don't have anything, you know, to value. And I think music has been devalued as well. However, back to the NFL, I think that he don't know how to put a show together. He don't know how to put the key. He doesn't. He just sees one way, tunnel vision. Okay. And again, if you don't have a talented ear, you know, and again, getting the crunk up in here, and he
Yes.
don't. I think that he needs to go. I really do, and I think that Bad Bunny don't even need to be on the show. Again, I'm Latina. Auto tune is played out. You know, T-Pain is the one that made it cool. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and they were talking crap about him for using it back in the day, and now everybody uses it. You see? So
I have to say, I think T-Pain needs to give credit to Roger Troutman.
oh yeah, oh for sure.
You know,
Yep.
but you're right. T-Pain was the one that made it cool. He's the one that made millions off of that, right?
Right. Right.
And a man
exactly.
can sing, and he can sing.
He
with
can. He
Yes,
truly
auto-tune.
can.
without auto tune. Without
Yeah.
auto tune. You
Yeah.
know? So I saw a video somewhere on TikTok, and they were saying that nowadays, because you know everybody wants to be a DJ and they call themselves a DJ, and that's very disrespectful. I mean, just the whole music industry, the whole music industry as a whole has been devalued. Nobody makes money. It's even worse these days. And I do dance music. I don't do hip hop or nothing like that. I do house, but you know, I produce. And I don't make money. I do it because I love it. Because I want to use my God-given gift to touch at least one person. You know what I mean? And that's what we're here to do. And the agenda that this old Jay-Z has and that spirit cooking crap he be doing, he's trying to do rituals on stage at the Super Bowl. Every year you
Yeah.
see some crap. When Beyonce went out there, those lights went out. When Beyonce came here for her show, and she from here, and not everybody in H-Town like her, okay? However, she came and did some ritual, and then the next day, a whole tornado came through around here. I mean, it's real. It's all spiritual. I don't care what you talk about, politics, music. We need to start moving in the spiritual realm, you know, because it's all about what's good and what's evil. You know what I mean? And we all
Absolutely.
know who the ruler of the earth is. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to happen, but we just have to be covered in order to be able to fight against it.
I agree with you. And Drummond, I agree with you as well. He said, GS, plus with all the old artists embarrassing themselves. Now they old. Go
Yeah.
sit down. And see, that's the thing, though.
Yes.
Jay-Z is almost 60 years old. And Nicely, I see your comments. I agree with you. Love. He's almost 60 years old, man. He's not,
Yep.
listen, he's not going to influence people no more. The time has come and gone. The season is now changing. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
but look at the damage and the generations. Okay, and this is I'm gonna go back to the P Diddy stuff. They gave them the power, him and Jay-Z, to control communities, black and brown communities. Okay,
and look what happened.
and so they learn how to degrade women. They learn how to shoot up some. Excuse my French, sh and you know, and
Got
then
you. Yeah.
and then I mean, because he literally said at one award show that we tell you what you're gonna do, and then we run the show. You got to watch that video of P Diddy saying that. He actually put it out in the universe. I don't know
Make
if you
sure
saw
make
it.
sure you send me that link. No, send me the link.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
will. I will. I definitely will. But you know, they've influenced in a bad way the black and brown communities, and so we were talking about the prisons the other day, right? And how Jay Z is invested in one of the prisons. Well, you got to keep them going in there to keep making money, right?
Gotta make the
So why
money.
don't influence it? Why not influence them to treat women like crap? And I'm talking about in the '90s, 2000s, you
Yeah.
know, rob and loot and all this
Hmm.
stuff, right? And again, black and brown communities, 3 generations of them, and I
Right.
never had respect for that. You know what I mean? I never had respect for that because I knew the influence that it had, and then and he's using all his tools to be able to do that, which is a halftime show. And
Right.
Janet, my girl Janet, was banned because of what Justin Timberlake did to her here in Houston when they had the Super Bowl. She was
Hmm.
banned. She could never go back. And look at the crap they're doing right now.
It's worse, right? Hers at least was
Yeah.
malfunctioning.
Yes. No, it was
You know.
purposely
I think he did that on purpose.
Oh, did he do it on
Yeah,
purpose?
he
He ripped it
did.
off.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
That was an
Yep.
embarrassment ritual.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Ah,
Humiliation
humiliation
ritual.
ritual.
Yes.
Yeah, got you,
Yes.
got you.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
it's safe to say that basically what you're saying is they are not only gatekeepers, but they are part of the oppression of the community.
correct. Right.
I feel
And
that.
that's why I do what I do, like house music, it's uplifting, and Jenny's been in my lives, and I mean it's great. You have different genres of house music, which is 120 beats per minute, up tempo, but there's gospel house you can listen to, there's Latin house, there's
So you got the
classic house. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Chicago
okay.
house, you know. So so all this crap that they doing in this halftime, there's too much music out there and too much talent to just be okay. This is going to be this one. Taylor Swift, on the other hand, I think that her and Beyonce are in a race or like a competition for the head witch spot, I guess. And I'm sorry, everybody, but I keep it 100, and so that's why Jay-Z didn't reach out to Taylor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, my son, he's 20 now, but he's a diehard Swiftie. But he's put me on to some of the things that Taylor Swift. She's tried to gatekeep or have gate
Yes.
big gatekeeping as far as with Charlie XCX and what's the
Mm-hmm.
other one? There's another one that he listens to. I can't remember her name, but
Ice Spice. Because she
no,
was there throwing up. She was up there throwing some satanic signs with Taylor
oh
Swift
yeah,
before she started dating Travis Kelsey.
Kelsey. Yeah, absolutely,
Hmm.
yeah, for sure. I can't. What is the name of Olivia Rodrigo? That's the other one
Yes,
he's talking about.
yes,
She
yeah.
tried to
She was
gatekeep.
big for a little while, but see,
Yeah.
look at their lifespan. Look at their longevity. Like they're one hit wonders, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the gatekeepers, which they made Jay Z and P
Mm-hmm.
Diddy that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I really feel like it's time. And I think the veil has been lifted. Everything's being exposed, and he's next. And I think he has to go. I don't think he needs to be doing nothing in regards to music. You know what I mean? And then sorry, but Beyonce needs to sit down because she my age, twerking on the damn stage. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, girl, you need to them bones. I know you got
Right,
that.
Nicety.
Yeah, So she do. I
That's
mean,
why
because the
they're
longevity.
trying to get Blue Ivy in place.
Trying to
You
pass the
go,
torch to her.
Yeah, that's gonna be her.
baby, I'm sorry, pimping their daughter, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you
It's
have
true.
to,
Yeah,
sit.
it's
You
true.
have you only have 10 years as an artist if you're out there a top 40 artist to make
Hmm.
an impact. And after that, I mean, do you look at Janet? Janet does shows every now and then, but she ain't out there
Hmm.
doing all that. And then
Yeah,
when you go to her show, she's dancing, but she don't dance like she used to. You know?
yeah, that's true. I was I shared a video of my cousin. He's dancing too because he's doing his concert too. I love you,
Hmm.
Bobby. I love you, Bobby. Cuz I love you, man. But it's just he can't quite move like he do. Like it was cool. It's here's the thing for me.
He
It's
old.
just
He
he
them
he,
boys
he
ain't
is.
gonna do the same. That's just like thinking Ron Hines is gonna get up there.
Yeah, nah, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't
No.
gonna happen. The beauty of it to me is, in spite of all of the fallout, that Bobby had with the rest of his group members in New Edition, just to see them all together,
Yeah.
that's the payoff,
Right.
right? When I see
They
my cousin
because they know
dancing,
how to
it's just
sing.
funny.
They know how to sing.
Yeah,
They're performers. They're real performers. These days,
yeah,
you just have a popularity contest on the stage. Just because they have a lot of followers, they choose them to make them the highest paying artist
love
in
that,
the world,
Daybreak.
like Bad Bunny. You know.
Right, right. Yes, Bessie, I
So
did see Smokey. Yeah, whoo, it's
Smokey's still good with his singing.
yeah,
yeah, he can
Shaka
still
Khan is
sing.
too. Shaka Khan and Michael McDonald is too.
Those are people with pure voices.
They got talent. They have
That's
the
that gift.
gift.
Yeah, yeah, they got the
These
guy. I was
people
about to say that.
don't. I mean, all these new kids don't. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I
All
don't
right.
listen to the radio, and I believe that the United States, even though everybody knows about house music, it's even bigger in Europe. The
Yeah.
white people sing the songs, house music songs. I was blown away by that. You know what I mean? So what happened is that in the 90s, hip hop became top 40, and Europe took in all the house music. You go to Europe now, they play house music, and that's their top 40. We didn't
Yeah.
have that variation or the option to hear like house or dance music, an up tempo beat here, because they dominated, they gate kept, and then look at what happened. Look at
Well,
what happened to the youth. You know?
right. They're distorted now. They're corrupt. Their minds are
Yeah.
corrupt from all of it.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Marie, I know what you're talking about. She was talking about when Smokey almost fell from grinding. Yeah, I saw it. Can't be thrusting that pelvis the same way, boy. Throw that hip out of socket. You got to be careful. But to your
Thank you,
point,
Jenny.
DJ Rocky B, that's why I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest with you. My favorite artist is Craig David.
Mm-hmm.
You
Love
know,
him. Love
yeah,
him.
that's my
Yes.
favorite artist. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll go all the way back to Born to Do It, and I'll rock it and play it just like it's brand, like it just came out.
My
You
favorite
know,
Yes.
artist is Chris Brown. I don't care what
that's
nobody
my
say. They
second.
can't make me hate Chris. They
That's
He
my
can't.
he can
second.
still sing. No, he can
Yeah,
sing though. You know, he
yeah.
has talent. But I think that was the end of talent there.
Carlos,
I
how
mean,
you doing, brother?
after Chris Brown, everybody else after that, no ma'am.
That's it. Chris has, not only can he sing, but he can
Can dance.
entertain. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
performer. He's a
Yes.
exactly.
performer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
He just did 2 shows here. He did one in State Farm Arena. He did another one at the Braves Stadium, and both of them was, and I mean
Sold out.
yes,
Mhm.
there was
Yeah.
crowd. I mean, wow,
Mm-hmm.
And what I like
Yeah.
about it is he is the youngest person to own his own masters.
Yep.
I love that
Smart.
about him.
Very smart.
You
The
know,
one thing that got under my skin was that last year, I think it was the Super Bowl's in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
So
hmm
they want Lil Wayne. I think that's right.
Yeah,
yeah,
Lil Wayne.
they
He
wanted
should,
Lil Wayne, but they put
and
Kendrick up there.
they should have had
hmm
Lil Wayne. You know, you gotta have. See, and this is why they're gatekeeping. Get
But I think
somebody
Lil
from the.
Wayne and Jay-Z has a beef.
they do.
Uh-huh.
hmm
That's why.
But the point is that you cut all that. You know, if you're about business, you're a smart business guy. Cut the beef and get the local person that's popular in the city of the Super Bowl, and do it that way as homage to that city. Why wouldn't you do that? You know what I mean?
But it's so
hmm
Like
many other artists that's from. It's a lot. Jersey, New
Big
York,
Frida.
and
Yeah.
Louisiana have the highest record of artists that come from those
Yes.
areas.
Mm-hmm.
He could have
Mm.
picked
I
any
didn't know that.
artist.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
New
I mean, I
York,
would have
New
loved to see it.
Jersey, and Louisiana has the highest of artists
Yeah.
that come from those areas, whether it's with
Mm-hmm.
acting, musician, comedians, those are the highest areas.
Yes. Yes.
Right. All
And
right,
He
that's
could
ladies,
the
have
point.
listen.
picked
That's why he got to
anybody.
go. I
We
think what it is, and everybody says it, he doesn't like the competition. You know, if you're better than him, he's not going to put you on the stage, the big stage.
again, that
And
goes
that's
to that
crazy to
gatekeeping.
me. Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Listen,
But
we're gonna
I
go back to the audio, ladies, but stay
but
up,
I
stay up.
appreciate
No, 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 you
I
ain't gotta leave.
appreciate it. Oh, okay. I'm
I'm
gonna
You
mute.
ain't,
mute.
yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't gotta leave.
Rosie's over here.
That's her Cabbage Patch doll. Okay, baby. All right, let's go back to this audio.
You know, take their place and this and that and this. And especially now that Beyonce is going on tour after tour after tour after tour. Okay, y'all? Working her kneecaps off. Now, Taylor Swift's name is ringing out there too. You know they don't like to share the spotlight.
Marie's a cutie.
They don't. Word on the street, they don't. You know, and it seems that way. It really does seem that way. Is this why he didn't want Taylor Swift to get that shine? I'm just asking y'all. Or is he on his way out and he just don't care about going out with everybody peed at him? Because this is what it's starting to look like, y'all. They said there was never a real offer, just some light chatter, chitter chatter, chitter chatter.
I wanted to have a little conversation about.
Now you lying. You got these people believing one thing.
They said the rumors ran wild and Jay led it. They blaming him for everything right now. And I know there was a lot of people mad about the halftime show and who's about to do it. And my understanding, I don't listen to the Bunny, whatever his name, Bunny Rabbit. What is his name? Bunny something. The bad.
You said Bunny Rabbit.
Okay. I don't listen to him. So I'm hearing rumors about he doesn't sing like English songs. He only sing in Spanish. Y'all, this is what they singing. Wow. Wow. This is crazy. They say people are peed off about this. Now the NFL is literally letting their feelings out about what's going on too. The league officials now feel misled and humiliated. The NFL believes Swift was the front runner, but later learned Jay-Z had Bad Bunny in mind all along. Jay-Z something else, but y'all gave him that platform to use to make y'all look bad. So he's doing
your point, DJ Rocky B.
And as long as y'all let him, that's on y'all, okay? They said, and he remained polite with, Taylor's team, but never serious. This is what they're saying. He remained polite with Taylor's team, but never serious. A separate source claimed the league. The rumor ran wild and Jay-Z led it. This is what they're saying, that was a rumor and Jay-Z didn't stop the rumor. He let people think that was what it was. And at the last minute, y'all, they peed off at Jay-Z. That's crazy that they wouldn't even he wouldn't let the people that write his checks for him know who was actually going to perform. And now it's coming out. If this is the story they putting out there, y'all. They're saying that Swift addressed the rumors. Taylor Swift, she addressed the rumors on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. This is what she said. She said, Jay-Z has always been very good to her. Our team are very close. They sometimes will call and say, how, does she feel about whatever? And that's not an official offer or official conference room conversation. She dismissed talk about performance footage rights, explaining, we're always able to tell him the truth. I'm in love with a guy who does that part. What the heck is she talking about?
Yeah, I'm lost.
Okay, so she's kind of like taking up for Jay-Z, I guess, and saying that, he always been good to her. Okay. If he didn't officially say anything about you wasn't going to perform, when he knew you wasn't, and he had somebody in mind from the start, what made him come up with this guy? Is it because the guy's just as satanic as he is? I've just been looking at a lot of people talking about this guy, the more and more that is getting close to the Super Bowl, and everybody's showing all the demonic pictures and all of that stuff. All of the dresses, skirts, and all the stuff that he wear, makeup, just one-eye symbolism, both, whatever.
Facts.
I don't know. He reminds me of a white Lil Nas X somewhat. That's what he reminds me of, y'all.
Well, it's Puerto Rican, but I can see what she's saying. I can see where she's going with that.
That's what he reminds me of. And especially, and I don't listen to his music. They said that Taylor Swift also clarified that her decision did not involve her fiance. She loved to keep talking about her fiance, don't she, y'all? I'm so happy she finally getting married. I really am happy for her, though. So, to each his own, y'all. Okay? This has nothing to do with Travis. Oh, well, of course it doesn't. Why would I have anything to do with Travis? Why do he got to be put in everything? Why would he have anything to do if she's going to perform at the Super Bowl? And like he told her, don't do it, don't do it. I don't know. She just bring him up about everything now. She put him in her song. She was talking a little, hoochie mama in her song, her new song. This is what I heard about Taylor Swift. And people were saying that the family didn't want to hear those things, I guess. Okay, so wondering, do the family like her like that, or some of the stuff she does get on their nerves? I'm just asking y'all. She said that Travis would love for her to do the Super Bowl. That's interesting. So Jay didn't even ask her, but she's saying that Travis would have loved for her to do it. So she probably would have did it if she would have been asked. And they never asked her. Y'all, Lord have mercy. She says, I'm just too locked in. The NFL and Rock Nation, which co-produced the halftime show, have not commented on the issue. That's what she's saying. They never said anything about it. Officials, however, confirmed that Bad Bunny will headline the 2026 performance. So the officials, they confirmed it. Even though they peed off about it because they wanted Taylor Swift, they didn't like it. Because that's what they saying. They felt like they were manipulated or, whatever. Okay? I guess they didn't already ask them, so they not going to, tell them no at the last minute. So, but they don't seem like they're too happy about it. They're saying that the ongoing dispute has placed the NFL's internal communication and public image under close examination. This sounds like somebody about to get fired, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Boy, oh boy. Do it sound like there's some trouble in paradise? They're saying that they're under scrutiny right now over this decision. They accepting it about the Bad Bunny, but they don't like it. They don't like it, y'all. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Peace.
Let's give it up to Ms. Lowdown again. Here's what I'm thinking. Seems to me that Jay-Z has pulled the proverbial rug off from under the NFL. And this, when it pertains to the halftime entertainment at the Super Bowl. And that's where the resentment or anger comes in at. Like we said before, Taylor Swift is like the equivalent to Beehive to these to the Swifties and the consensus that follow that kind of music. So to know that they wanted her, or there was that Jay-Z led them to believe that she could possibly be the entertainment at halftime, and then only to find out that allegedly he never even reached out to her, or it was never offered to her, I guess, is where it all goes wrong. But let's stick with that while we're here, because it seems as if not only is this a big thing, Rock Nation being over the Super Bowl entertainment and along with Jay-Z and Rock Nation is his company, them being over the Super Bowl in halftime entertainment. And we just covered, what was it, last week or week before last, about the feds possibly investigating Rock Nation due to the 8.26 embezzlement, the Social Security numbers fraud, and some unaliving of people and things of that nature. Well, if that wasn't enough, this guy, along with, you can't see him, but that's Jay-Z over there too. This is DJ Academics. Yeah, I know he's had his situations too, right? But that's for a whole nother show right there. But DJ Academics, apparently, Rock Nation has been trying to silence him. Now, I'm not sure if DJ Academics, I really hadn't followed the story. I'm going to be honest with you all. I haven't followed the story. So I don't know if DJ Academics made reference or made some comments that Rock Nation didn't approve of pertaining to the Super Bowl fiasco. I don't know. But let's find out what they were trying to allegedly silence him about. And the fourth and final segment, the video cred goes to The Truth Is. Right? So y'all join along and let's close out the show on this topic here.
Nobody likes a bully, whether it be a high school bully who takes out their issues on smaller kids, or an industry bully who uses their power, money, and connections to intimidate and silence anyone who has an opinion they don't like. Over the last few years, many people have exposed Rock Nation for being industry bullies and gatekeepers who are using their immense power for all the wrong reasons. As we saw with Tory Lanez, becoming a target of Rock Nation could lead you suffering some serious consequences. Many people believe that Rock Nation was the main force behind Tory's takedown, with Megan simply being the pawn they used to bring him down. Now it appears Rock Nation has set its sights on a few new targets. The main person they're going after is none other than the media personality DJ Academics. Over the last few years, Academics claims he and his friends have not only been harassed and stalked, but also forced to attend a deposition. Now, after being forced to show up in federal court just a few days back, Academics has decided to go to war with Rock Nation, exposing them for the bullies.
Hey, how you doing? This is Andre Young here, General.
That's commercial. Not part of the segment.
Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about DJ Academics going to war.
Yes, free Tory Lanez, absolutely.
Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video so we can get it seen by as many people who need to see it. Simply by leaving a comment and a like, you can help this information spread to others. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. The entire Academics versus Rock Nation beef seems to have started after he covered the Tory Lanez versus Megan trial. Academics had some kind of friendship with Tory, and his coverage seemed to favor him. Early on during the trial, Ack started pointing out inconsistencies in Megan's account of the story. But things really boiled over when Ack revealed information to the public about the trial that wasn't supposed to be put out yet. Before it was revealed during the trial, Academics had claimed that he had a source that told him Tory's fingerprints were not found on the gun used to shoot Megan. This became a huge issue in court at the time, as the judge sent out a warning to Academics. Because of this, Megan began publicly calling out Ack, claiming that he was working with Tory and spreading lies to make him look innocent. But Ack let her know that he wasn't working for Tory. Instead, he felt that the evidence seemed to suggest Meg was lying. Whether Academics was working for Tory or not, we won't know. But what we do know is that Meg has been lying since the beginning of this situation, so Ack does have a point there. During the days the trial was unfolding, Academics started watching a blogger named Milagro on his stream. Milagro was showing up to the court to give an in-person update about the trial. Since the beginning, she seemed to be biased in her coverage of the trial, siding with Tory. Eventually, Ack started inviting Milagro onto a stream, even interviewing her. This is what led to Milagros ending up in Rock Nation's sights. Now, after the trial ended and Tory was found guilty, Megan wasted no time and started going after everyone she felt didn't take her side. And it seemed that Academics was the main person on our list. But Academics wasn't an easy target because they had nothing on him. So Rock Nation and Megan started going after Milagro, who they felt was an ally of Ack. Soon after the trial, Megan's lawyer sued Milagros for defamation and harassment, claiming that Milagro was paid by Tory Lanez to defame her to make people turn on her. It didn't take long for Ack to realize that their move, coming after Milagro, was a way for them to get to him. About a few months ago, Ack started noticing people showing up at his house and camping out and stalking him. Eventually, these people met him outside of his home and served him with a subpoena, forcing him to attend a deposition for the Meg versus Milagro case. As they claimed, Ack had important information that was relevant to the case. Ack instantly knew this deposition was a legal ambush, a way to trap him and get information out of him. But he was prepared as he recorded the entire deposition and posted parts of it online, risking it all to expose how Rock Nation was using this deposition in a malicious way to force information out of him. Even though the depo was supposed to be to get information that ACT possibly had about Milagro and Tory's dealings, they seem to be more concerned about questioning academics and forcing him to speak out on Tory Lanez. In my last video on this situation, we spoke about the parts of the deposition that he revealed, showing us how they were trying to force him to say Tory shot Meg.
What is your basis? So what I fail to understand is, as somebody who did not sit through the trial, did not hear through all the evidence, what is your basis?
Yes, Daybreak
for your
76.
belief
There's a lot
that
going
he
on in
did
the world
not
like
shoot
this. This is
Megan Thee
wild.
Stallion, although
It's
a
hard to
jury
keep
of
up with
12
it all.
who heard all the admissible evidence disagrees with you? All right. So, Mr. Allen,
Sis,
what I was
I love
asking
you.
was,
I'm going to touch on that.
can you
That's going
explain
to close
to
the show out with
the
that.
basis for your belief that Mr. Lanez did not actually shoot Megan Thee Stallion when, in point of fact, a jury of 12 determined that based on all of the evidence that
Sis,
they
that's
heard,
exactly what I
that
was
he
over here
did.
thinking about. I'm quiet, but I'm like, I'm tying connections together as we
I'll
listen.
answer the question, but I feel like we are going in circles. I flat out stated that, again, I could lay out 20 points if you want to just consume and eat up time having me do that. But the initial basis of me believing that this did not happen as how, yes, he is convicted, is because I believe Meg Thee Stallion is a liar.
MP2MP, thank you for
She
the heart,
lied
me.
initially.
I appreciate
She
that,
lied
love. How
on
you
the
doing?
national news, and I am skeptical that the truth finally came out in court. Based on that, there are alternate theories that I feel and is suggested that that is more a, and again, this is from my perspective. So we're not, I'm not sitting here saying the jury did not. Okay, we accept. There's alternate theories other than him shooting her that would even substantiate why, first of all, maybe he's just the worst shot in the world. If he's shooting a chick and shot 5 times, not one of them directly connected, it's hard for me to think. It's a man and a woman. I get it. Meg is like this behemoth of a person, and Tory's this little small dweeby dude, whatever.
Oh, thank you for the hand hard. I appreciate that.
And it
MP2MP,
doesn't
thank you.
Again, I'm using common sense. I get it.
Trying to get ACT to reveal information about Drake and Nicki.
Anyway, look at this. Look.
I'm doing
I don't know
good.
why they
Thank
talking
you for
about
asking.
OVO. What is OVO? I don't know why Quinn Emanuel in their Slack, I think this is Slack, is saying OVO. I don't know.
He revealed that when the lawyers were questioning him, they accidentally shared their screen, where we were able to see that they were working for Rock Nation's CEO.
In fact,
Desiree
sis, you're right.
Perez,
Tory
and that they
Lanez, she
seemed
said
to
Tory
be
Lanez
after
had
Drake.
witnesses
They
who
asked
saw
for an
that
exhibit.
he was
They
innocent.
said, hey,
that
exhibit,
is
could you
true.
put up an
That is
exhibit
legit
that we want to
facts.
show ACT? If Shorty, instead of putting up the exhibit, shows her screen. And I see the chat. I see the chat of the conversation happening with the lawyers. Oh, you want to see? Here's a screenshot here. Bang! Very good. I got more than we thought we would on that.
He's got receipts.
Just make sure you're sharing the right screen. So she did it once.
He's showing receipts.
And the other ones are saying, yo, you shared the wrong screen. Like, it's the interesting part. Tell Des. By the way, I posted we had a break. I told him I wouldn't be on my phone while I'm answering questions. But these lawyers, they couldn't either hold their bladder or something while we were doing it. They're like, yo, we need some more time. We gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, damn. Yo, what y'all got in the cafeteria up there at the Rock Nation lawyer offices? She says, and this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. If you're the lawyer for Megan Pete, why would you need to tell Des? Who's Des? The only Des that I know, and I could be wrong.
Producers, this plugin helps you.
Man. Yo, ACT, he's throwing in
Desiree
receipts.
Perez, the co-founder and chief executive officer of Rock Nation. So you did this. So with y'all sitting there with me for 7 hours claiming that y'all had zero affiliation. And that, yes, even if y'all did represent Rock Nation, this is a Meg Thee Stallion thing. My conduct in that deposition, y'all are in an internal chat reporting, go tell Rock Nation CEO this. Academics is posting about the deposition. Come on, gang.
Rock Nation's main objective with the deposition was to get ACT to admit Tory was the source who told him his fingerprints weren't found on the gun that shot Meg. ACT told him that he didn't remember who his source was, and he finished the deposition and went online immediately to expose Rock Nation coming after him. He showed the clips of the depo where everyone agreed. He made those high-powered lawyers look stupid. Doing this seemed to anger Rock Nation, who according to him has started to increase their pressure on him. Just a few days back, Ack was forced to attend a federal court date, as Meg's lawyers were now trying to make the courts force Ack to talk because they couldn't intimidate him and trick him into talking during the deposition. The judge ended up granting Meg's lawyers an additional 45-minute deposition in which Ack claims he kept giving them the same answers.
I do believe that Rock Nation has a scheme going on. I believe that they're using this case and a bunch of other things to try to bully and intimidate people. It's clear. I've said it from the get-go. They're trying to bully and intimidate people. Chat. First of all, today I had to show up to federal court. I showed up to federal court today, and yes, I'm not going to lie to you. Let me tell you this. Meg the Stallion, or we should call her Meg the Karen, she's probably wasted $1 million to prove something that I don't believe is not even a thing. I want to give y'all a real synopsis of what's going on. And I'm always going to tell you the truth as how it pertains to me and whatever. Meg the Stallion is claiming that some chick, and I shouldn't say some chick because I do know her, Milagro Cooper, who's a blogger, we know as Milagro Grams, defamed her and cyber harassed her and other things. They're suing her. While they're doing that, they've subpoenaed everybody in the world who seems to have any endearing feelings about Tory Lanez. Now, I've spoken to some of the best legal minds in the land. They all feel this is a sham. Like, let's be honest, right? And I'm kicking it to y'all straight, like really straight. They spent $1 million at least. I spoke to a really highly reputable lawyer who looked at even my deposition and said, academics, yo, you sat for 7 hours and they had 7 attorneys on there. Quinn Emanuel, which is
welcome in, Carol.
Which is the law
welcome
firm
to hashtag. I'm gonna say it.
Stallion, but it's also Rock Nation's law firm. They built $2,000 an hour. 7 hours, 7 attorneys. Yo, that might have been $100,000 deposition. Okay, cool. So anyway, I did that. I ain't gonna lie to you. They were mad tight because I came online, I posted the clips, and it made them look quite silly. I gotta be honest, it made them look quite silly. Now, why did I post it? Obviously, number one, I could have ducked the deposition. I did the deposition because I do respect the processes of the court. But the probative nature of what they were trying to ask me about was simply I had to expose it because I don't think, and this is why I'm mentioning the money. With all due respect to Milagro Cooper, I don't think she has the money that they're spending. If y'all are in $1 million or two, just investigating and prodding for other people, you ain't even get to trial. You think Milagro Cooper is going to give you more than $2 million? It's not going to happen. So I'm looking at that. Every lawyer who's like in tune with hip hop and know the situation, they have all said the same thing. This is a sham. You're not going to get the money that you're spending. You're spending a wild amount of money. So anyway, I did the whole 7-hour deposition. Eventually, the whole thing will probably come out at a point. However, there was a question that they asked me. And by the way, why did I say it was also a sham? Of 7 hours of a deposition, 7 hours of a deposition, they spent 30 minutes to an hour to ask me about Drake. They asked me about Nicki Minaj. They were asking me about things that really had nothing to do with Milagro Cooper and their client, Meg the Stallion. Hey, what about?
Hey, let's put a pin in that part right there because Nicki Minaj has been calling out Jay-Z a lot. They've gotten their own beef going too. It's not just her and Cardi B. You know, she's been calling out Jay-Z as well.
Steak. What about this? What about that? It was pretty much a fishing expedition. This is why, and we're going to be very clear, it seems that, and that's what I'm saying, I've spoken to legal minds, they don't believe that this woman is their target at all. Why would you waste millions of dollars going after a woman who doesn't most likely have millions of dollars? And then when you get your chance to question people that you could try to get a conviction, you're asking about Drake, Steak, you're asking about Nicki Minaj, you're asking about everything else but that. Something here is fishy.
After the deposition, Rock Nation seemed to turn up the heat, as after this, Ack wasn't the only person they were surveilling anymore. They started watching his employees and friends too. According to Ack, Rock Nation sent private investigators to follow and question everyone associated with him. He claims that they put people at each of their houses. He also shared a conversation his employee named Grand Wizard had with a private investigator. The private investigator admitted to getting on a 12-hour flight to track one of Ack's friends down and harass him, tracking down what they thought was his residence and trying to get him to go outside.
Okay? Now, even when I was talking to the judge today, I told the judge, I said, Judge, the reason why I feel this is harassment, Rock Nation sent people to my house out of the last, 70, 75 days. 40 days out of those months, people are parked out my house. It's like a stakeout. Okay? Now, it's all good. You know what I mean? I pay the big bucks. I'm cool with it. I'm not tripping. I will tell you, and this is some of the stuff I have to deal with because, these are my people and I love them. They've expanded their effort. They're now camping out of everybody who I know's crib, and it's not for me because they all know where I live at. I've gotten some information that there's several individuals that, got to choose my words wisely here, that I'm cool with. They've had, in the last 2 weeks, and by the way, I've been monitoring the situation, multiple private investigators are sitting outside their house, including one of my top guys. Except most of their information is wrong. Anyway, let me make this again. I know I said I'm shortening this and I'm making it longer. I don't know if you know. Anybody familiar with Grand Wizard Chat Nigga here? Anybody know Grand Wizard Chat Nigga?
I don't.
What I found out, because I'm managing a few things with some transitions with them. They sent people, they've been camping out for 4 days. They're there right now. They're camping out at his neighbor's crib. That's right next to his old crib. So his old house, the next door joint, they're camping out at. Now you're probably saying, what you're saying is bananas. And trust me, chat, this is what I'm dealing with, because these Rock Nation mothers, other unscrupulous individuals, they are playing a very nasty game. Sat outside, somehow got phone numbers, texted, saying, hey, we're not leaving outside until we see you. We want to speak to you. By the way, also, I need to know what Rock Nation got with Drake. What they got going on? They were so unwilling to leave. They went and got food for this motherfucker. I want you to hear this. I need you to hear this, chat. So, listen to this.
Here we are. But I can tell you that is, there's criminal exposure in there. I'm not hard at you.
You are. You're coming to my house, harassing me, harassing the family, harassing my neighbors.
What's your address?
Daybreak, thank you for the rose.
Okay, let's get back. I'm banned off Deliveroo. I can't order it.
And let's have a conversation. Before I go, if you could come outside so I could see that you are there and are who you say you are, then I will go get you food and bring it to you, and we'll have a conversation.
Very thoughtful of you.
Here's how we've helped hundreds of people.
I'm talking about he is providing receipts. Man.
This is honestly getting out of hand. Rock Nation is demonstrating exactly why people call them bullies. They're using their connection with judges and their infinite amount of money to go after anyone who doesn't go with their narrative. What's crazy is that what they're doing to ACT is what they did to Jane Doe, who was suing Jay-Z. A few months back, all the media sites were reporting that Jane Doe, who sued Jay-Z, had admitted she lied and made it all up. What the media companies didn't reveal
exactly
was
what we
that the
talking
reason
about,
Jane
sis.
Doe confessed that was out of intimidation.
He just brought up exactly what you and I was just talking about.
Private investigators to follow her around and scare her at her home. The quote the media was using from Jane Doe admitting she lied was taken from what she told his investigators. We all know that a person in fear might say anything to get you to leave them alone. Jay-Z used that to then get the case thrown out. Now, Rock Nation seems to be using these same techniques to silence independent media. They want to be able to control all media. If they can't buy you out, they will try to silence and destroy you. That's what they're currently doing to academics. While I'm not a fan of things Zach has done in the past, I will admit his decision to stand up to the bully that is Rock Nation is admirable. As he knows, if we allow Rock Nation to bully the media, we lose our voice, and it gets taken over by these bullies. If they can force you to fall in line, chances are they will keep doing it every time you don't agree. That's why it's important we must call out Rock Nation now. Let them know that we won't be silenced or be their puppets. We must show them that if we have an opinion, we should be able to share it without having to deal with Rock Nation coming after us and suing us. Think about it. If this is what they can do to Tory Lanez and DJ Academics, two people with big audiences and lots of money, imagine what they can do to people like me and other smaller media platforms. We as a collective have to call them out and show them that we will be standing up against them. Well, that's it for this video.
Let's give it up to the truth is always coming through like he do. Coming through like he do. Listen.
I got a question.
Yes.
Now that this is coming out, Academics has a pending case against him for assault, right? Did that come out around the same time as this when it happened?
You know what? You pose a good question. I don't know for sure, but I definitely will look into that because, yes, you are right. He does have a case and also the situation dealing with the the boy who was not the age of consent.
Uh-huh.
So you do bring up a valid point. So I have to check into that and check out that timeline. You pose a good question, niece. That's a good question. Now look, we want to close out the show on this right here, people. I want you all to stop and pay attention to what's going on. Now, the young lady who says she was 13 at the time that Jay-Z and Diddy allegedly raped her and stuff like that, and I say allegedly only for the platform, raped her. She told us that private investigators came to her house, found her address, came to her house, and then she retracted all the things that she said about Jay-Z. But I want you all to see the power. They're doing the same thing to DJ Academics. This is how these people move. And when I say these people, I'm talking about Jay-Z, I'm talking about Diddy, and I'm even talking about the cheddar color cult leader that's in the White House right now. It's not just E-Jane Carroll. Is her name E-Jane Carroll, E-Jane Carroll, whatever, that he got found liable for SA, and it's not just her. I'm talking about the list of these people that's not the age of descent that's listed and that he paid off. But understand, they use fear. Stormy Daniels told us about the things that she has to endure, her and her family has to go through because of the cheddar color cult leader, having people stake out her house, having people follow her, having people show up at her daughter's school. They rule by this to try to keep people quiet. And so when we have people come on here and say and free Diddy and Diddy's innocent, no, he's not. Why certain things haven't been stated or brought up or said if he's guilty of it? It's because of these things right here, people, because they intimidate people into not talking. They strike fear in people so they won't go forward with any lawsuits or charges or anything. This is how these people move. And so I need people to pay attention. Stop thinking just because it didn't come out, it didn't happen. And I need you to stop and actually think about why it didn't come out. Well, now you see why. This is a grown man that's letting us know that they are trying to intimidate, trying to bully, trying to scare, trying to start fear, and not only him, but people close to him, people that he worked with. So this is why we do this at hashtag I'm gonna say it. You may not like what we say, but you cannot dispute the fact that we bring it to you front and center. Now, if you choose not to go and do your own research and check into it, that's you. If you choose to sit there and continuously be oblivious to what's going on, that's you. If you choose to stay and dwell in the intentional ignorant space, that's you. But we call this show hashtag I'm gonna say it because why? We are going to say it. We not only tell you things that's going on now, but we'll also give you backstories or things that correlates with what's going on and being said now. You see what I'm saying? That's what we do here. It's completely transparent on this platform, and we bring it to you as such. And yes, if you think that we don't catch flack and hell, you would be sadly mistaken. We do, but it's at the cost of bringing you these facts. I solemnly swear to continue doing so. My moderators, they promise you they will continue to do the same thing. That's just what it is, people, because if we don't, these people are going to walk off scot-free. They're going to walk away scot-free. They're going to be able to do whatever they want to do. And at some point in time, we've got to take humanity back. We've got to take morality back and put it in the center place where it's supposed to go. We've got to combat evil, period. And these people are evil. These are people who have money, they have power, and they feel like that they can prey on our fellow citizens, and it cannot happen. The buck stops here, period, pointblank.com. So if you come in and you don't like it, I don't care if we're talking about your favorite person or not. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to leave. You're more than welcome to come up and speak what you think you know, so we can correct you or point you in the direction that you need to go in. And that's something that we won't stop doing. We will not. And we're going to do it unapologetically. Understand that. Understand that. Thank you all for joining us for another explosive episode of hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. Thank you. You all have made this broadcast bigger and better than I ever thought it could be. Thank you all for coming and joining us. As we say, your presence is a gift to us, and it's a gift that we cherish. So thank you. Thank you so much. Remember, if you have missed the show or you came in late, it will be airing in its entirety live on Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. Remember, if you catch it on Facebook, if you have Facebook and you want to catch it on there, go on Facebook and subscribe or follow my page, Mr. Breaking News G Smooth. If you want to watch it via YouTube, go on YouTube and subscribe to my channel, G Smooth 404. If you want to catch it on Rumble, please go and subscribe to my channel on Rumble, G Smooth 404. Give it about an hour or so, and I'll have it on there, and it'll be able to air live on there. Thank you so much for my gifters. Let's give it up for the hardest working moderating team on TikTok. You all did another outstanding job, and I'm so grateful, so blessed that you all are part of the team and help me do what I do. Thank you so much. And last but not least, let's give it up to our guests with an S on the end, of honor, and that's you all for joining us. Thank you so much. You could have been anywhere else, but y'all decided to ride with us. And I appreciate it, and we pray that you come back. We pray that you spread the word so we can grow as a community, as a family. This is just not a podcast. This is a family. My moderating team and I, we pride ourselves on creating a family environment. Once you come in, we love on you, we get to know you. It's nothing for us to just check up on you randomly because we care about everybody. Again, it's free. It's free to care about people. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing at all to care about people. So, also, remember, hey, if you want to see the hottest web series right now called Dope Girls, well, all you got to do is go on YouTube and subscribe to Tayretta Vision Films. And guess what? You'll see your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter on there as Stacks. And let me tell you, it's picking up on there, people. Things are getting hot. Right? So now listen, we just aired episode 9. But you got time before episode 10 airs. So why don't you do this? Go over on YouTube, subscribe to Tayretta Vision Film, start at episode 1 and watch it all the way up to episode 9. Get you some chips, get you your drink, and just have fun and watch it. Put it on the TV. If you at work, go ahead and put it on your phone. Just remember, put your earbud in. We don't want your boss to hear you and get mad at you. But go and check it out. It's really, really good. And shout out to my little brother, Tayretta. I appreciate you, brother. You made this all come about. You reached out to me and asked me to be a part of it, and I appreciate it, brother. I support you in whatever you do. Also, let me let y'all know this too. Starting next year, we will be working on a comedy movie. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. But just remember, go on YouTube, subscribe to Tayretta Vision Films, watch Dope Girls. You can watch both. You can watch Dope Girls. You can watch Mayretta City Limits. We did Mayretta City Limits last year. No, 2 years ago. We started on that. Yeah, 2023, we started on that. So you can go and watch that as well. But either way, go over there, check it out. Watch Dope Girls episode 1 through 9. That way, when episode 10 airs, you are already set and know what's going on and ready to see what's going to happen next. That's a wrap, people, here from the newsroom. I have been your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter, Mr. Breaking News, signing off.